Everybody loves Don and Mike.
The Don and Mike Show.
You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
Alright, so we've changed some stuff. We've not... there you go. There you go. They're back.
True story. He was a neo-Nazi with one true enemy. Himself. A man of hate and a soul torn apart. Viewer discretion advised.
Want to get high? Oh, hey! Sorry, you want to say hi to Buzz?
You know what? At my house, it's always a white Christmas. And good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Happity Hawk Fortune Cat. And all the ships at sea, come and smell the New Year aroma of these hot and hairy bear studs. Don Geronimo and Mike Newmera!
Yeah! Thank you, Robbie, and hi, and thank you for listening, everybody. This is the Don and Mike Show. Please enjoy this sleek new 2004 version of the show. We are diving right in. Phone number 877-365-3636. Canada? Yep, sing it yourself. 800-636-1067. Washington, D.C., 202-432-1067.
Hi, Don and Mike. Buzz Burbank here.
And hi there, Buzz. And there you go. That's the end right there. Candy. There you go. One of the many innovations in the year 2004. Whenever you hear an innovation, you're going to hear... That's our innovation sound.
I like that. Yeah.
Innovation for you.
I like it when you shake stuff up, baby.
Here we are, doing the show. Back doing the show, 1504.
Today?
Hike. That's it, 1504.
That's right. I wrote a check today, and I was confused momentarily.
John Herrera. Mike, it's time for the first call.
Happy New Year, Joe.
It's time for the first public berating of sweet, doughy-headed Joe Ardinger.
Hello, Joe.
Joe, I guess the word didn't trickle down that we were actually going to hit the airwaves right at 3 o'clock.
A little quicker today.
I've had a very busy morning. I got you 2 cases of soda, cups for Mike, water. It's all set.
Joe, my
you
man,
ready?
Joe.
You ready for OT 4?
Joe with the beverages.
I am fresh back from Betty Ford Clinic, hand rested and ready. Never has my vodka tasted better.
Ah, very good.
Emergency shout out to Joe Ardinger. Yes, the show coming to you now lightning fast. Researched to be coming out of your radio at least 1/3 quicker than it did in years past.
We looked at the studies. We looked at the long-term and the short-term studies. They indicated a quicker start was what you were craving, and we've given it to you. And we hope you appreciate that innovation.
Now, listen, a couple of things, and then on with the show.
Very good.
We're here. We're queer. You know that. That's why you're listening to the show. We're going to take phone calls. As always during the show, we'll take your phone calls. The lines are lit up right now. But frankly, let's be honest again. Now, 2004, speak the truth. What we have to say is more interesting than what you have to say.
Oh, most definitely.
But we do want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, sometimes. Sort of.
Thus, follow me as we go back to the future with, that's right, with we used to call it a phone scan.
Right.
But we would just say for a whole break,
right,
we're just going to take phone calls.
Right.
And phone calls were important and were highlighted.
A very shiny bit of retroness on the Don and Mike Show.
You must go back to go forward.
That's right. Do you mean there's a phone scan in our future?
At least one every show.
Cool.
Oh, my God.
That's where it's
You can't be serious.
No, Mike, that's where it's special to call in.
Isn't this great?
Like right now, to be honest, if you're calling right now, excuse me, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf in 2004, but if you're calling right now, how rude you are.
Yeah.
We are speaking our first words of the new year to you.
And have you looked at the phone lines? Everyone's calling right now.
You should be sitting there with rapt attention. You should be like a dog with the head cocked, going, "Wow, these guys are speaking. I'm hearing them out of my radio."
Allow us to please get up to speed, if you please, hockety hock.
Now you can call You can call anytime. We'll continue to take calls.
Sure.
But just know that the phone scan is back. And here's the other thing. And this really...
All right.
I should not...
It's official.
What?
That's got a shelf life. I will tell you that right now. That sound has got a shelf life. No, I know you're going to play it 150 times, but it's already
only when
it's making my right testicle twinge a little bit.
Only when it's important.
Only when something's important. So when you there was nothing important there. That was simply an exchange between you and me.
No, my ball really itches.
I see. It's affecting your testicle as well. And now they've probably dumped that because we said it 3 times.
Listen, here's the deal. We have a 4-hour show every day, and we have to play 18, what is it, Rob? Roughly 19 minutes of commercials an hour.
Right. Well, I could have sworn that I got a memo that said we were cutting back to 3 hours after the first of the year.
Cutting back to 3 hours of what?
Of show.
Of show?
Yeah. We're doing the full 4? We're really doing the full 4 this year?
We're doing 4 hours.
All right.
Now, the deal is this.
You misread the memo. They're cutting back to 3 hours of commercials every day.
Gotcha.
So regardless of what we think about things, the fact is that these bastards they're just gonna squeeze us until blood's coming out of every orifice.
Yeah, you can't blame them.
So we've got these commercials. Let's just be honest with our audience in this regard, and only in this regard. Otherwise,
we'll lie like dogs.
We got to play these friggin' commercials.
Got to.
I hate doing things on a schedule. I hate saying we're going to break every day at the same time.
I know.
But to be honest,
I know, Don.
If we don't play commercials on a semi-regular basis, at some point, what's wrong? Are you touching yourself?
No, I'm just sort of picking at my finger. I got a paper cut on my bad finger.
Here I am giving a very important lecture.
I'm listening with rapt attention. That's what I was doing, and you haven't been with me but for 3 weeks, so so for quite some long time you haven't seen me, and I was actually listening because I don't know what you're going to say.
All you knew is what I knew, and frankly, you know.
So you're talking about the commercials, and that interests me because I'm here, whether I like to be or not.
Yeah, so we're going to have to play commercials, and we're going to have to play some early, so that later in the show we have plenty of time for a show. So anyway, that's the New Year's resolution for 2004.
So we would be taking a break now?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Certainly not yet. Not for a few moments.
Just checking.
So settle in. Settle in. Now, this is the point in a regular show and not in the 2004 edition.
Yeah.
Might take some phone calls. But I want to tell you, I'm looking at the screen right now.
Yeah.
All these calls suck that are on the screen.
People aren't trying?
No, it's just,
I bet you I know what it is. It's welcome back calls that are very, very boring.
That's what I mean. They're not trying hard enough to entertain us.
Danny is saying welcome back. Dave is saying I may be an idiot. Matt wants to do that same crap. Congratulations on a long vacation.
Yeah, boring.
Old joke.
Dave wants to bring back I had the winning ticket for the shorter opening, and some guy who was at the Packers game. Okay, all of those wonderful calls not reaching the air today.
Higher standards.
That's right. Phone scan time. Phone scan time. You want to call right now? No, not now. But I mean, that's when you call during a phone scan.
So brush up. Be ready.
That's right. We do run through those calls fast and freaking furious during a phone scan.
That's what makes it fun.
If someone were to call now, it would have to be a very innovative call.
Yes, it would. You'd have to be talking about something.
You're going for that sound effect again, aren't you?
Something that we...
You hockety hock.
All you have to do is say that we were constantly going Back to the Future with... Back to the Future. But set it off. Now, who am I to put words in your mouth? But if you were to call and say, boy, I'm really sick of hearing...
Exactly.
That's the type of call that maybe Joe would screen, that maybe we would take.
Right.
But the great thing about having a phone scan at least once during a show for a whole break, and hopefully more than once, is that, don't care. We'll just take your calls no matter what you're saying.
Yeah, you can have your cake and eat it too, but we will charge you by the slice.
So here it is.
I had to get it in there somehow.
Here's the absolute latest. The absolute latest is that I am happy to announce that there were no fatalities in my home and my family during the holiday season.
Were there any near-death experiences?
We had, I'm
Did you fantasize about perhaps killing someone?
Did I? Oh, my God. Oh, here we go. Number 5. Yeah, me so happy to be back at work. Me so happy. Me so tired of family. I mean, I'll say it. I don't have to do the caveman me so. I'll just tell you. I think a lot of guys out there feel this way. Well, a lot of women feel this way. Mm-hmm. It's great to have your family around. It's great. But really, once you get past Christmas Day...
Yeah.
You've been around them too long.
Want to have a little fun.
And there's just, it's closed quarters, and we had our vacation. A couple of things to tell you about. I know Mike's got a couple of things. I just want to say I spent a week on a cruise ship. I'm supposed to plug them because they gave us a nice room. Royal Caribbean was a wonderful cruise.
Uh-huh.
As a matter of fact, what are you laughing about?
You're giving them a plug. That's funny.
Well, I have to.
And you did that out of the goodness of your heart. It's not like, when it would sound to the layman who might not be familiar with this type of thing, like you had prearranged that plug. But no, you were obviously treated very well.
Oh, no, part of the deal was that.
Okay.
It was this or sign autographs.
There's something
on
about
board.
you plugging a cruise company that makes me laugh.
Well, I've got a lot of. I also got.
Hey, listen, I'm right there with you. I like to plug too.
If I could throw out a plug of maybe the greatest rimming I've ever had.
Really?
Courtesy Cadillac in Salisbury, Maryland.
Really?
What a rim job!
Huh.
I mean, woo! And God, I still have not had a solid bowel movement. I went to buy tires for my car, and they cleaned. There was like 2.5 years of gunk and junk on the rims, and
so they cleaned the rims.
They cleaned.
They gave you a good rimming.
Yeah, and I said that to the guy, and the guy looked at me like everybody must say that to him. I said, wow, that's a great rim job. Anyway, okay.
Didn't like it, huh?
No, I heard it a lot. But that's a plug for them. So I'm on this cruise. I call it the Dream Cruise.
Yeah.
Because we're on vacation. Can't be reached by anybody because you're on a boat in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
It's one of those fancy boats that has the rock climbing wall and the shopping mall.
I think I saw your boat.
And I'm there with...
I did see your boat.
I'm there with Frida.
I swear to God, I was on a boat and saw your boat. Wow. I mean, I was on not a cruise boat, but we went by a boat, and one of those big cruise boats, and somebody said, look at the rock climbing wall.
Well, they have it on more than one of the...
Oh, they do?
Their boats. But
I saw you on it.
It's chock-full. Mike, you would have seen me on it... If you would have seen the gigantic, the big SOS that I was sending out, the gigantic fire that I had on board.
Free me!
Yeah.
I'm on the boat with my wife, which is great, and I'm on the boat with my mother-in-law, which is also great, and I'm also on the boat with my mother-in-law's sister, Aunt Mildred.
Aunt Mildred, you can't, and that's not a made-up name.
No, it's real.
Which is also great. Yeah. So, because the people at the place were nice, they gave us a nice room. Our room had a very nice balcony. A cruise ship with a balcony, you can't beat that.
No.
Well, the balcony was so nice and so inviting that...
Were there any other nice balconies on the cruise ship, if you know what I mean?
Hey! All I know, Mike, is the view is spectacular from my private cabin balcony when day after day I was joined by... combined age over 210 years of women.
Wow.
Sitting out on because out on the deck it was me, and then Big Frida would come and sit out on in our room, just on the little deck out by our room.
That's a lot of living.
and on Mildred would be there, and we spent a lot of time together, and while I love all of them, I love all three of those ladies. I loved taking them on the cruise. It was great with them. It was not them that pissed me off. It was everybody else that was on the cruise, and I wasn't pissed off all the time. A lot of times I was amused with people.
Well, that's good.
On the cruise. For instance, one of the last nights that we're on this cruise ship, we're getting into the elevator, and it's myself and Frida and the Doublemint twins, and a young family gets on, and it's a mom and a son and a daughter and another little kid. Mm-hmm. And the daughter, who is about 16, says, to no one in particular, and I'm not affecting this the way they're speaking. Real Southern accent, real just dirt. That man was looking at my. Now, if she worked at a titty bar, I could say the word that she said.
I see.
That man was looking at my.
Was she talking about you?
No, herself. No, she wasn't talking about me.
Some other man.
What guy was she talking about?
They were in this conversation when the elevator doors open.
Mm-hmm.
So the elevator doors open, we walk in, and she's got her back to us, and she's talking to her mother, and she's saying...
Talking to her mother like...
She's saying, that man was looking at my titty bar. And the mother said, that man was not looking at your titty bar. Then the son, who appears to be about 12, the son says... You got a nice titty bar.
Oh, dear.
And
says to the sister?
Says to the sister.
Jesus.
And then the mother says, I agree, but I really don't think that man was looking at your titty bar. And this is as we are going from floor number 9 down to floor...
Is this when you had arrived on the ship?
No, we've been on the ship a couple of days. This is just one of my...
That's just one of your casual...
Just one of the moments. And,
overheard.
And the doors opened up, and these people left... And I just looked around and laughed. It's great to be on the cruise. Another great thing where you meet people on the cruise who you pretend to like and pretend that you actually sometimes even make this fake bond that hey, we should stay in contact and stuff. Right. Fortunately, it didn't go that way with us and the wonderful family from Vermont. I believe that the last name was hard to pronounce. I believe it was
Polish,
family.
I think.
Now, this is a family that you came in contact with on a number of occasions?
Well, see, the deal is you go on one of those boats and you have dinner every night in the dining room, and they assign you a table and they put you with strangers.
And you happen to be with the Ass family for every night?
7 nights. So it was Pa, 2x4 her poop chute, and Missy. Missy, who was about 22, 23, seemed like a nice enough girl, but
were they
looked to me like she could have been anorexic.
Were they just unpleasant? Were they extremely wealthy? Were they snobs? What were they?
They were none of the above. They were simply mannequins. I mean,
there's nothing to say.
And I'm not saying that I come to the table bringing a lot myself.
No, I know what you mean.
Because I'm really, in real life, I'm a shy person. And I sit down at the table and I like just breaking the bread, go, hi, how you doing? What did you do today? And I'm doing all this stuff. And
yeah, but you also come around a little bit after what I like to call Donnie's magic juice.
Oh, and boy, did my wife get pissed at me because I realized when you're sitting at the dining table in this place, it's like a giant cattle. They feed 2,000 people at once. So you sit down, and the guy comes over to give you the bread and give you some water, and right away I want some hooch.
Yeah, right.
Well, you got to wait for the bartender guy to walk around, and they've got 2 guys working for 2,000 people. So finally, the second or third night that we were on this boat, I said to my wife, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop in the bar that's right outside the dining room.
That's open?
Yeah, of course. It's a cruise ship. They got bars everywhere. I said, I'm just gonna bring the drinks in. I'm gonna bring the gigantic.
That's a great idea.
The gigantic tumbler of vodka that will get me through the next 3 hours. Because every meal is 3 hours long.
Right.
And then a big caffeinated beverage. So she said, well, now don't you look like white trash? I'm walking into the dining room where everybody's dressed like they're on the Love Boat. And I'm bringing my own drinks.
Now, don't you have a choice on those ships of going formal or casual?
Yeah, you do. But if you go casual, you have to go eat like in
the toilet.
No, not at all.
The cruise ship toilet.
The cafeteria.
Okay.
So you go to the cafeteria.
With one person. The bottle of vodka.
So I come in. I think it's the third night. I come in and I bring my own drink. And I sit down. And now there was one guy, there was a total number of people, 8 at the table. It was myself, Frida, Big Frida, Aunt Mildred, a guy named Arturo, who was looking for some hot 80-plus sex.
And why
you are
not?
very beautiful. You are a very beautiful lady who I would like to bang.
That's very much like this guy, and he was on his, God, what an either absolute winner in life or loser,
right,
on his 28th cruise. 28.
That's sad.
Boy, some people get addicted to them.
28 Cruz. He was fun, but then you had the Stick family from Vermont, and it never came up what I do for a living. So I'm positive there's not a chance that the three.
Did they appear to be unhappy?
No, there was just.
No conversation to
He
speak.
might as well have been one of these dum-dums that's running for president. It was that type of... He would not contribute anything to the conversation.
Like timid, reserved.
Except every once in a while just to say, wow, did you feel the emotion of the ocean that time? You know, and it was just,
Clever.
he would throw out stuff that...
Was he offended when you responded by saying, no, I didn't ask?
No. I was cool with him.
Yeah.
I was cool with all of the Stick people. But you're sitting there for 3 nights, and then I think it was on the 3rd night. This is when I...
Sucks that you can't, like, shuffle it up and
Well,
move to another...
No, well, I guess you can, but it's rude. Anyway,
you're insulting them.
Never mind. So the last night before I pretended that I was sick, the last night that I could tolerate in a row, the 3rd night in a row, the guy just sitting there, and the guy's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and we're done with dinner.
Oh.
Is Arturo at the table, too?
Arturo's at the table as well.
Arturo.
and you know, the Doublemint twins. We're all there, and we've all had dinner.
Are the Doublemint twins your mother-in-law and Aunt Mildred?
Yes.
The Doublemint
Yes.
twins. Okay.
And we're just sitting there, and I leaned over and I said to Frida,
Really sounds like you could make a TV show out of it.
I said, baby, I'm done. I'm gonna go up to the room if you don't mind. And she said, oh, but we're whispering. She said, oh, but I do mind. I said, oh, what's the deal? She said, it's rude. You can't leave now. Not everyone's. I said, oh, I want to be with the Stick people.
They haven't brought the baked Alaska out on their heads yet.
So I had to wait, and then the next day, conveniently, I was sick and was not able to join them for their fine.
Did you fall ill on the holiday?
No, just one day, one very brief day, Mike.
Oh, really?
And I needed I needed one night to go to that cafeteria and just get myself some of that cafeteria food.
Get yourself a burger and just chill out.
And not put on the stuff. So listen, the cruise is great. I would advise anybody to go on a cruise, and if you go on a cruise, for God's sakes, make it Royal Caribbean. But just see if, my only caveat would be, just see if you can get, I know we have all this super security now at the airports, and I went through that. I know Mike went through that. I know Buzz went through that.
And I want to, since you brought it up, let me interject here to really, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I went through it a lot on the break, and I will tell you those people are rocking and rolling, and I feel very, very good about the people that are in charge now at these airports, because I think they're all kicking ass, and they seem to be very qualified people, and they also do it with also some personality. They're just, I mean, I was really impressed with the security people in our airports in this country, and I'm happy about that.
Well, I wish, and they have something like this on the cruise ship. At least when you get off the boat and you go somewhere, they give you a little card and it takes a digital picture of you, and so they make sure that the people getting on and off the boat are the same people that joined the cruise.
Right.
I wish that they would give a profile or at least a numbering system, And I'd say put me in there as well. Grade me as you will as a human being, as dinner conversation, as a guy that you could talk with, a guy that you would have to spend roughly 21 hours with on a cruise. Give me a number. Am I a 1? Am I a 5? What am I?
Right.
I'd love to know the seating arrangement at dinner. Royal Caribbean, do the background on these people, and there's not much to it. Most people you could size up in 60 seconds.
Sure.
Sit them down for an interview, and right away you'd either go, oh, they're 4, they're 3. Oh, my God, these people are awful. These people are 1s.
Or make them wear the numbers.
Rate them, rank them.
Just put the correct numbered people with the correct numbered people, and you'd have a better cruise. And now, who am I to say? Because, for God's sake, I could be a 1 myself. I could be sitting at a table worse than the Stick people.
Yeah, but if I saw you with a big tumbler of booze, I'd give you at least a 2 for that.
Mike, it's an emergency shout-out.
Who are you sending a shout-out to?
Our sponsors. We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Welcome back. It's a new year.
It is.
And time for you to get a new wireless company. Switch to Singular. Take advantage of the amazing deal Singular is offering right now.
You will be delighted with Singular's rollover minutes. You will.
I love them. I just want to say, before we do our next segment, I love Singular.
I do too.
Sign up for Family Talk, and Singular will give you 500 bonus rollover minutes to share. Add a line for $9.99 per line per month, or select plans starting at just $39.99 a month.
Nationwide long distance included. How about that?
Singular has the newest phones.
This is really taxing me, this commercial.
For the new year. Like the Motorola V400. It's only $149.99 after a $50 mail-in rebate. Got the built-in camera, picture caller ID, voice dialing, cool ringtones, and it plays all the MP3s that I love. I'd love a slice right now.
New year, new wireless company, new scripts, same number. Make the switch to Singular. Call today, 1-866-SINGULAR. Log on to Singular.com or visit any Singular wireless store.
Certain restrictions apply. Blah, 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 blah.
WJFK.
Blah, blah, blah.
The Don and Mike Show.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Mike, there's a whole lot of people that want to draw the comparison between one of the all-time great Jet quarterbacks, Joe Namath, and Chad Pennington. What impresses you about Chad?
I believe everything that anyone else has watched Chad play impresses me. The same thing impresses them. He's a quality, classy quarterback that has a touch on the football. He's not a thrower. He's a passer. His mind is ahead of what the defense is, and if the Jets can support him, they will win the championship.
Joe, it's been a tough season for Jet fans. What does it mean to you now when the team is struggling?
I want to kiss you. I couldn't care less about the team struggling. What we know is we can improve. Chad Pennington, our quarterback, missed the first part of the season, and we struggled. We're looking to next season. We're looking to make a noise now, and I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
A huge compliment.
You know what?
Joe Namath, part of the four-decade team. We'll see these guys at halftime.
Don and Mike Show.
Occasional a-holes. Don and Mike.
Did you see it?
Yeah. I saw it live on the Saturday night game 2 weeks ago on ESPN. I was asked by a lot of people the two things that I wish we had been on the radio for during our hiatus.
Right.
One, of course, the capture of Saddam. Saddam being in the whole
Spider hole.
That's the greatest.
Absolutely.
But the second was Joe Namath. And I really was one of the, I guess, I don't know, what does that game get, like 5 million people watching?
Yeah, exactly.
A BS Saturday night ESPN game. I'm watching it. And you have to see the video that goes along with why it was such a great topic, because he's at one point he stops answering Susie Colbert's question.
He just stares at her?
And he looks, and he leans in as if he's going to do the follow-through with, I just want to give you a kiss.
Yes. Like he's really going to go for it.
All I want to do is kiss you. Anyway, so it was a great moment.
That
Next
is
time
fantastic.
you listen to that, imagine that she's talking to Kirk Douglas.
He really is infirm.
And, yeah, he's effed up. And I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I do want to talk about going to a couple of Ravens games. Said the Sunday night game, Ravens versus Steelers.
Right.
I brought my son. We were down on the field in the first half, and Susie Colbert was down there. And hello.
Hello, Sugar Bear.
Hi, baby. Hold on one second. Everybody is staring at her. Everybody,
because of the Joe Namath incident.
Yeah, and everybody was sizing her up, and she would not make eye contact with anybody. And who can blame her? Yeah. But everybody was looking at her, and I believe Frida, who just called up, had a unique thought about Susie Colbert. She was asking me, when we were talking about this, Frida said, is she hot? And I said, she's not hot, but...
She's a tomboy.
She's got kind of the bob haircut, right?
Yeah,
I do. I've said that before. I said, yeah. I said to Frida, but I like her.
You do the men on the field. You do anybody connected with football.
I said that I think she knows what she's talking about, though. Unlike someone like that brought on Monday Night Football. And
well, she obviously pushed Joe Willie's buttons a little bit.
Frida's comment was, is she the one, and I'm quoting now, is she the one that sounds like a dyke?
You know what? I get tired of listening to women in sports And it's sad that they all think they have to talk like guys. You know, I mean, they all want to talk macho.
Now, the truth of the matter is, Frida, that some of them actually are guys.
I just want to kiss you, darling.
Yes.
You are I know why you're calling.
No, I was on the phone on hold for 45 minutes trying to get our cell phone situation straightened out, and I wasn't happy. But I wanted to call because you were talking about matching people up at the dinner table, and believe it or not, they do match you up.
Wow.
Are you kidding?
Well, they read your profiles and stuff?
The way we were matched up, Sugar Bear, is that, and first of all, they were a very nice family. I don't know if you expected a family of lap dancers next to you, what you wanted next to you.
Hey,
but
now we're talking a cruise.
They were stiffs.
So they were very nice, and the older gentleman there was very nice.
Arturo.
Both of those families they weren't like first-time cruisers, so they were giving us...
Please to share with me the celebrity that Arturo most resembled.
You know who he... Oh, gosh. When he got elderly, was it not Ricardo Montalban? It was one of those...
No, honey, he was way more jolly than Ricardo.
Fernando Lamas?
No, Mike.
Yeah, maybe it was. It was an older one. Who has the white handlebar mustache?
No, he looked like it was all jolly and stuff.
Cesar Romero?
Yeah.
No, but fatter than Cesar Romero.
Kraft Magic.
Kraft Magic adjustable bed.
So listen, I think overall on the cruise,
my 28th.
He was holding my Aunt Mildred's hand.
He was looking for some of that 80+ stink.
There you go.
Yeah, he goes. I imagine he's a very popular man on many of the cruises. There's a lot of elderly women, and I'm telling you,
after 80 years, boy, does it stink.
Hey, would you not be so crude? And the other thing is that there were lots and lots of rascals on that trip. Lots of them.
Oh, you mean, and you're not talking about like guys that were just frisky. You're talking about the motorized cars.
I mean, the halls were full of them. And Buzz, how do you weigh in on rascals? I know you don't care for the strollers, but how do you feel about rascals?
Only if they get in my way. Only if they block my path.
Because I have a feeling, Buzz, you might be needing a rascal long before you need a stroller. You should mellow a little bit on that.
I'm spry.
All right, darling.
What?
I'm at a crossroads here. I do want to talk. Oh, I could piss you off right now. I wish I had that letter. Man, oh man.
No, you cannot talk about. That's why you don't have that letter. That's why.
But I can talk about it without using names.
No, it's just better not to talk about.
Oh, honey, didn't the challenge that you made to me on Christmas night, wasn't the challenge if you can talk about it without reading it? If you can.
I said you won't be able to quote it. You won't. It won't be as funny if you have to.
I'll wait until you're off the telephone to talk about it.
Okay, all right.
I'll wait until you're off the telephone.
Let me just say that I've spent the last 45 minutes trying to iron out a problem with Singular Phone that they caused, and I'm so mad.
All I know about them is that they're a great sponsor.
They
of
are
our
a
show.
fantastic sponsor.
But what's your beef, darling?
My beef is that before Bart went to college, I made sure that we were all on the same family talk plan, that he wouldn't roam, that it would be... Everything would be...
You know what I say? I'm with the B-52s. Roam if you want to.
Roam if you want to.
He's roaming all over the place, and for me to get the right phone now, even though I was there and asked specifically in person, I have to extend my contract. I'm very unhappy with them, and I told them that.
This has been something that's been brewing, bubbling under the surface for months now, and my wife generally does not use words as strong as hate, even though she's a world champion ball buster. Yesterday, was watching the Packers game on television, and she had been out running some last-minute errands, and she calls, she goes, I hate... Which one is it again? It's
Singular.
Singular. I almost said the wrong one. I hate Singular. And I said, for God's sakes, don't get mad at just come on the radio if you're mad at them.
Well, and how good is this when after I've been, so I was there for an hour yesterday, I'm on the phone with them for 45 minutes today, and they said, well, we can correct your problem, but then you have to extend your,
in a nutshell.
That's like saying, I want a divorce because I hate you, but no, I have to extend my marriage for another 6 months or a year.
Oh, God.
Yeah. How many of us?
What an interesting look that was.
How many of us in this room have not signed up for that plan already? I see 3 hands have gone up. Here's the thing. This has been bugging my wife for months.
Because
for months. The deal was, when the kid went to college, we got him a phone. He lost his phone. But we wanted to make sure when he was at college that he could call us whatever he wanted to.
We looked on the big orange map. We saw it there. Everything's hunky-dory.
So your whole beef with them is about roaming charges.
Right. And now I have to get a whole new phone, and I have to extend my stupid, it's like enlisting in the Army with any of these.
All right. Okay, there you go. You got it out of you got it. Anything else you want to say about Singular, do it now.
No, that's it.
And I do have to reserve the right to disagree.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if I want to talk necessarily about. I had a great holiday. I'm kidding about the boat, although really the people, honey, the people in that elevator, that girl that was talking about her teeth.
Yeah, no, that was true.
It was just ridiculous.
You meet all kinds of them, and we had a wonderful time. It was a gorgeous boat and we had a beautiful room and everything.
We had a really wonderful vacation, and thank you everybody for.
Must be fun at night when you're just out there on the ocean cruising along and you look outside and you got the stars.
It's the lazy man's perfect vacation because you go to different places and you don't have to pack or unpack. You just roll up.
The age spots, it is a great time. We had a great holiday. There was only one day on our entire vacation, which did remind me of Sam and Fran. Mm-hmm. We had in my house on Christmas Day, we had an absolute floor to floor, level to level, yelling, screaming, slamming doors, food uneaten. Sitting around, stunned, numbed, drinking, being alone, Christmas night, that sucked.
It shouldn't have happened either. We are so lucky. We are so blessed. We have a healthy, relatively normal family. We shouldn't. It was Christmas stress that blew it out.
It happens at the holidays.
Here's the thing. Christmas Eve could not have been better. We had a real nice Christmas Eve, all of us. We watched that Christmas Story that was on the movie. The background was...
Yeah, that's one where they did it 24/7.
Yeah, that's on, and we're talking, and we've got the music on, and we're getting everything ready. And Christmas morning, and we've got the music and the gifts, and it's nice. And
is it just you and your wife and your son?
Very intimate. And then it gets to the time where it's mealtime, and I'm going to cook.
Well... See, you became too much like a girl just by this whole... You know what I went through all those years. You were under all the stress of having the dinner be perfect and making all the effort. You wanted everyone to be charming at dinner.
You bet your ass I did.
I know.
And I did everything. And
every woman can identify with that. That you got a little high-strung because you put so much effort into it.
And might I say, and with no offense to the wonderful effort that you've put out for the 23 years we've been married, the finest Christmas meal we've ever had. The finest Christmas meal we've ever had.
No, that's true. I agree.
What did you fire up?
And now,
Mike, you name it and it was there.
Turkey?
Turducken.
Oh, the turducken, yeah.
For my wife, I mean, you want vegetables, you want it. You want potatoes, you got them.
Nothing like serving a turducken to a vegetarian, so you kill 3 animals
I got it.
for the price of one.
I got it going
Next year
on.
I'm going for 4.
You want the stuffing, you want the cream spinach, you want the potatoes, you want the chocolate mousse for dessert.
You made the chocolate mousse?
No, I went out and got it.
Okay.
I mean, but you want your assortment of crackers and cheeses and other junk. I've got
cheeses, crackers, cabbage.
We've got the
OxyContin,
the stupid little napkins that have Santa Claus on them.
Nice.
And I've taken everything, and I say to my
kid, we had tablecloths, candles.
I say to my kid, here's the only thing. Dinner's on the table at 4. Please make sure you're home at 4.
Oh, no, sweetie pea. You said dinner was going to be at like 1 or 2, and then you had to change it to fit his schedule.
Right. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're correct. Thanks, because then I don't sound like such a jerk. So he says at the last minute, we're eating at 1. I said, yes. He said, well, I have to go to my girlfriend's house. I said, all right, listen, no problem. Be home by 4. So now it's 4 o'clock, and I'm waiting.
You were stressing, oh, my turducken's going to be out of the oven at noon. You don't want it to be all dried out.
I never...
What am I going to do? You were Laura Petrie thing all over the kitchen.
I never do this stuff, but I got up early to cook, and you know how it is. You got like a million things going at once.
I put that in at 7. Why did I start it so early? I didn't know it. But you handled it, you know.
And anyway, long story short, impossible in my case, he is late. He's 15, 20 minutes late, and I'm not pissed because I'm just sitting there looking. I'm surveying this now.
I'm warming my things back up again. I've got the warming drawer.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm warming everything. Right. I'm warming potatoes up. Everything's fine.
It's all ruined.
He comes in, and he sits down, this kid of mine, sits down and proceeds to say on Christmas Day, during our family dinner, proceeds to say, absolutely, and I am not exaggerating, nothing. I mean, at one point, I started it. I broke out the F-bomb. I looked at Frida. We'd been sitting at the table for about 10 minutes, and I said,
Clink.
Am I effing nuts? What is going on here? And she said, what do you mean? And I said, are we all going to sit in silence, or am I just going to talk to you, and are we going to pretend that Bart is just here but not participating?
Well, had there been anything that would have precipitated his silence?
He's just a normal
just being
kid.
A jerk. And
he was just quiet.
And I have my own theory. He'd been at his girlfriend's house. He had already eaten because you know when you're a kid, when you're an 18-year-old guy, I know this. You're
going to both houses.
You're let around by your D, and so you get there, and then they feed you. And I don't doubt that he had his share of turkey. And
no, he told me when he was there, he just slept. He was just tired. And he was just overtired and cranky and didn't feel too terrific.
Whatever. It got to... We're sitting at this table now, and I've worked on this meal for about 8 hours, and I've done all this crap that I don't do, like make sure that the Christmas the music is on and the decorations are on and the little Santa Clauses are out. And I've done all this bull-ass that I never do. And he sits down, a big load just sits down, and he just goes... And I said, so after I said, what the F's going on here, then he looked at me and just said, Dad, I'm tired. I said, well, I'm tired too, but come on, buck up. He said, if I can't...
Right out of the 50s. Buck up there, Pally.
Here's a quote.
Bully, buck up.
From my son.
Yes.
He said, and he's good at turning things around.
Right.
He's got that. He definitely got that from me. He said, Dad, I have to fake it all the time with people. I always have to put on airs and pretend that I'm happy and make conversation and stuff. But at home, it's the only place that I can be myself. So if you're telling me that I have to fake it so you'll be happy, I said, yes, that's it exactly.
Haven't we had this conversation out of my mouth and your mouth?
I said, for 1 hour, yes. From 4 until 5 p.m. on Christmas Day, you're going to pretend to sit here and you're going to eat, and by now I've lost it. I said, you're going to eat this goddamn food that I made for you.
Happy holidays!
And that's when it started with him giving some lip back and saying, well, if that's the way you want it to be. I said, is it that tough to put in an hour of FaceTime? You put in the FaceTime over there with Lauren, you know. I don't care. Don't eat anything. Just sit there. And up to this point, Frida had been kind of neutral. And
if we had more than one kid, when one kid was moody, we'd be focusing on the kid that wasn't moody. I mean, we'd be. It got so blown up out of proportion. Then you're having your Laura Petrie. I've worked so hard on this dinner moment. It was.
You know, here's the thing. I liked the fact that our family was together, and you guys didn't have to do anything. And I didn't mind doing it. I liked doing it.
Doing the work, you're baby stepping.
I was looking forward to everything, and then at one point he said something. Well, if I have to fake it, I don't want to be here. And then it got to where I said, oh, really? Well, good luck hitchhiking, because the last time I checked, that car outside is in my name, pal. And he didn't like hearing that, and then that escalated to him going upstairs and slamming the door. And then I said, no, I'm going to go up and talk to him. And I said to Frida, I was cussing. It's effing Christmas. It's 5 o'clock. All the food is cold now. The whole day is effing ruined. I go up to try to reason with Bart. He's sitting up in his room, of course, with PlayStation, his best friend, and I say, hey, buddy, come on, let's talk about this, and it ends up just spiraling out of control with me saying, that's fine, spend the rest of your life in here, enjoy it, you're on my dime, enjoy it, good food, good friends, good television, just don't put in an hour of FaceTime. Boom, I slam the door and I walk downstairs, and she's been listening to this now, and Frida says, well, now that didn't go well. And I said, well, obviously it didn't, and she goes up there, and I'm waiting, and about 60 seconds later I start hearing, well, you don't even know how to do this. You mean, Mom, and you don't know what I'm doing. And I hear her giving him, don't you talk to me like that. I don't care if you don't. And it's back.
So both of you have tried and failed.
Yes, we both have. They're yelling and screaming at him. And it finally came downstairs. And then how pathetic is this on Christmas night? He's up there having his I'm 18 and I like it tantrum. And the two of us are sitting down at our dining room table. The dinner that I worked so hard on.
Slavery.
It's effing ruined.
No, it wasn't, darling. The dinner was wonderful.
There's nothing. They had nothing. We're sitting there eating our little desserts, just you and I, just being
delicious.
Just being pathetic.
It sounds terrible.
It was awful. It was such a dumb fight.
The thing that made me most upset was not that Bart was moody or overtired or sullen or whatever a teenager gets, is that then your mood became ruined. So then the night
excuse me, ho, ho, ho. Hey, it's ho, ho, ho. Christmas, and understand, I love this boy with my heart. I'd do anything for him. I love him so much. But I just have to say, and I told him this when I was upstairs, when I was at my maddest, I said, you ruined Christmas for me. I said that to him. I said, I hope you're happy. You ruined Christmas. He said, I don't care.
That's the response.
Really, I swear to God, I was so mad.
Did it ever come around that night, or did everybody?
No. This was a fight that lingered until 3 o'clock the day after Christmas.
Wow.
And it was only then.
Because he went to sleep and probably didn't wake up till 3 o'clock the day after Christmas.
So then he gets up the next day, comes out, hey, Dad. I said, hello. He said, something wrong? I said, nothing's wrong at all, bud. He goes, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm doing what people normally do at 3:15 in the afternoon. I'm getting ready to, I'm taking trash out. I'm doing what I'm doing. Welcome to my world. Mm-hmm. Dad, what's wrong? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, are you still mad about yesterday? I said, oh, you mean the Christmas you ruined? And that started it all up again.
Started again?
And then he and I we went at it, and it's fine.
It's too bad.
We ended up working it out. And things actually did such a 180 that by the time Bart was ready to go back to college, his last night that he spent with us, we were going through family boxes of pictures, and we all got a gigantic laugh looking at a picture of Bart when he was about, how old? A year and a half, honey? Mm-hmm. We had a cage for a dog. Mm-hmm. We were
a crate.
Yeah,
but it looked like a cage.
Yeah, right. What's the old what do they call them?
But we had the idea. Wouldn't it be funny to put him in a cage?
No. I remember, and I have to say in my defense, he got in the cage himself. I might have.
Listen, that's the story. Okay, right. Okay, everybody. That's the emergency liar award going off.
He got in there, but I might have stepped
I don't know how. Maybe you can have Steve Irwin come over for Christmas.
He got in the cage by himself.
All by himself after you put the cookie in there.
And fresh water.
So we have, and this was something that's like 16 years in the making. This is like you find buried treasure. Mm-hmm. We're going through these pictures. We're just sitting around, the three of us, with a big box, and he sees this picture, and he says, what is this? And I say, this is the way that Mom and I used to take care of you when you were little.
Yeah.
And it's such a great picture because he's such a cute baby, and he's
holding on to the bars.
Yeah, he is just developed enough that he's on his knees with his little hands, and he's got those red Bob Hope eyes.
Right.
And it's a baby in a gigantic
baby in a cage.
Baby in a cage. So we had lots of laughs. And did you notice that he insisted on taking a copy of that picture with him?
Yeah, that's his blackmail. That's his. Whenever he wants to report a picture.
Family services.
He wanted it. That's funny.
So overall,
when he writes his tell-all, his Daddy Dearest book.
All right, sweetie, we got a break.
All right, my sugar bear.
So you got this out of your system with the phone company?
Yeah, well, it's not fixed.
Because I don't want to hear about it anymore when I get home.
Okay, all right. And I'm glad it's just. I love our boy, but I'm glad it's me and you again.
Yeah, amen.
Yep. All right.
Love you.
Love you, sweet pea.
See you. Bye-bye.
Right, bye.
Yeah. So that's what happened. I mean, that Christmas
pretty intense Christmas.
I'm not overselling that when I say that it ranks up there, and I rave about my parents, not in a good way, about my parents about the fights they used to have.
Mm-hmm.
This was one that was right. Sam and Fran, if you're listening right now, it was like old times.
Wow.
Hey, but we had a great time yesterday ripping up photos of you, old-fashioned, just in case they're listening. Down in Florida right now. Sam and Fran, when we were ripping up those pictures, when we were throwing away pictures, we had lots of joy.
There you go.
Ripping up your picture.
Oh, that's good.
There you go. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. I'm almost out. All I got to do is I just want to tell you a little bit about the Baltimore Ravens, and I had a chance to go to a couple of games.
Fine season for the Ravens and the swan song for your buddy.
Yeah, and I know that you did a lot of stuff.
I did. I did a lot of traveling down in the coast of Florida. Had a very, very good time down there.
Do that when we come back. And get ready for this. Yeah, that's right. It's a shout-out. Buzz, I'm going to force Buzz to talk about his mother-in-law.
Very good.
I would have liked her to have stayed another week.
I had the chance to meet when I dropped Buzz's Christmas present off.
How exciting is that?
To meet her.
Real exciting.
Let me just say, nothing about that 80-year-old stinks.
Oh, God.
Okay? Am I right or am I right?
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Am I right or am I right? We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Did you really mean what you said up there?
Uh-huh. I just want you to be happy, Mary.
But I'd be happiest with you.
What about Brett Favre?
What did I tell you the first time we met? I'm a Niners fan.
The Don and Mike Show.
You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Always the exception to every rule ever made. Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
Stand by, even though we just ran that phone slug thing. And like I say, we'll take your calls, but stand by for the phone scan.
Sure.
That's where you can call for a whole break. And a brand new game today. Here's all I can tell you. Hi, Charlie.
Well, you reminded me of this during the last segment that Bart won for losing in the semifinals of fantasy football. And here's your money, Mike.
Thanks, Charlie.
I got my money for second place, and here's Buzz's $350 for first.
Buzz won fantasy football. Buzz Burbank,
Super Bowl winner.
Where did I finish? Hey, Charlie, where did I finish? Where was I in the standings before you run out of here?
Well,
without putting a lineup in for like 12 games.
I beat you in the semifinals, so you finished third or fourth.
Third or fourth, yes, without even trying. Yes, sir. Look at this cash for me. Buzz, congratulations. Thank you.
Way to go, Buzz.
I couldn't be more proud.
Oh, look at this.
How about that?
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I'm very happy to have finished third without even really trying.
And nobody's asked, but
how did you do in your league?
Did great.
Good.
Made the playoffs.
Did you?
Made it to the Super Bowl, lost the Super Bowl.
Wow, good job.
Really?
Good bunch of guys.
Excellent.
Good bunch of guys. All of my computer friends.
Will you be participating next year in our league again, please?
Yeah, as long as Charlie's not the commissioner, you bet. Absolutely.
Well, I am very proud of my accomplishment. And Buzz, you should be very proud of yours.
I'm ecstatic.
Congratulations, Buzz.
Thank you.
Now, last year the league was named Buzz has the first pick. And this year it was last year Buzz had the first pick.
Now next year will be Buzz has the last pick.
So anyway, there you go. Congratulations to you, Buzz.
Thank you.
And I know the brains behind your outfit, incidentally.
I'm excited. Yes, thank you to all the brains behind my outfit.
So you make sure you tell her that, too.
Who were the brains behind your outfit?
Marcia, his wife.
No.
She helped you with fantasy football?
No, some great guys at the Associated Press helped me out, and thank you to them.
No. Well, that's not what your wife tells me.
No,
Your wife
what'd
told
she
me-
say?
She told me that she would say to you, put in who you got, Priest Holmes?
Yeah. No.
You got Trent Green? You got
there's
guys
Trent
from
Green.
Kansas City?
Yeah,
You got
Trent Green. Yeah.
Marvin
Another
Harrison?
former Redskin. My question is, where's Steve Spurrier going to be to win the Super Bowl? What team will
Next
he be
year?
coaching that'll win the Super Bowl?
Listen, I'm totally on Spurrier's side.
Sure. So am I.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
No, that's my. But do you understand my point being? Brad Johnson leaves the Redskins. Trent Green leaves the Redskins. And they have these great seasons.
Yeah.
Incidentally, a big Dynamite emergency shout out. I really need it this time, Rob. Hold on, I'll put it away. Emergency shout out. Great new website sent us some shirts and hats today. FireDanSnyder.com.
Wow.
I've heard of this website. Yeah.
So anyway, there you go. A couple things, quick. On the boat, I almost forgot. I think it's queer, and I don't mean that like queer eye. I just think it's queer on formal night when you're getting your picture taken.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that the background that they have.
Formal night on the cruise ship?
Yeah, while you're on a boat at sea, that they bring out a big painting that looks like Titanic. So, and it says Titanic. You know that big staircase?
Yeah, the big red one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're on a boat.
That's sick.
You're on a boat and you're paying to have your picture taken in front of a boat, part of a boat that crashed.
It's a little odd.
I'd have trouble sleeping.
Okay. The thing, what, Robbie?
They didn't use the Hindenburg backdrop?
The thing my wife didn't want me to talk about, but I can summarize for you very quickly. We received, everybody hates the Christmas letters that they get from someone, the mimeographed or computer printed letters about their families.
Yeah.
We got the worst, cheesiest one ever by a family member who will go unnamed and is not in a market where he, she, it, and their other he, she, it's can hear this. Let me just say, when we read it, we laughed aloud.
Wow.
We laughed aloud as a family, and then later the entire family, other members of the family, laughed at it. It started, dear friend. What a friend we have in Jesus. Jesus has blessed our lives this year. Jesus blesses our lives every year. So suffice it to say, these people, and we've known it about them, they're Jesus freaks. And Frida was right. I'm not going to be able to translate this eloquently enough. It was in between working in how they're the perfect family, and they went to Disney World, and the little boy likes baseball, and the dad likes doing this stuff with the little boy, and she's working at the church, and he's working at the church.
Right.
But the bottom line was always that God is really looking out for them, and thank you. And
well, that's good.
I'm not telling it right, because when we read it, we were falling on the floor in the living room. We were falling on the floor laughing at it.
Right.
Understood.
Anyway, never mind. She was
can't
right.
give any more detail, though.
I can't. No, I can't.
We're familiar
Rob,
with
why don't you
what
tell
you're
the truth?
talking
The letter was from Rob.
No, it wasn't. It was from Alan Limewell. That's who it was from.
Very good.
And the Baltimore Ravens. I know you probably are sick of hearing me talk about
Congratulations on a great season.
my experiences with them, but I just want to say, they're so gracious, David Modell, Art Modell, the whole Modell family, to me and to my family, to allow us to come to these games, to be at the Pittsburgh game on Sunday night when the Ravens won their division, and then on the field during the playoff game Saturday. And that's the best part of it, that there are people who I guess get invited to these things, and they think it's cool to go up to the luxury box. And don't get me wrong, I like the free food, I like the free drinks. God knows I like the free drinks. I like hanging around with the shiny furniture. But nothing is better than being on the field, not while they're doing the coin toss and stuff, but while the game is being played.
That'd be very cool.
At least for me, on my meter, that's where it's at, and I want to thank the Ravens for allowing me to do that. That was just freaking living the dream. And I was able for the Pittsburgh game to be down the field with my son.
Oh, that had to be great.
Which was great. And for the playoff game, the Ravens lost to the Titans. Just a wonderful and a personal note that I don't think the guy and I know you're going to think I'm up his ass, and who cares? Because right now it doesn't matter. David Modell is no longer the president of your Baltimore Ravens. The new
ownership takes over.
The new ownership has taken over. My opinion, after hanging around and I consider myself not an expert, but a football junkie, a pro football junkie. David Modell had an awful lot to do with the success of the Cleveland Browns and the team that became the Baltimore Ravens, but doesn't get a lot of credit for it because he's Art Modell's kid.
Right.
And he doesn't walk around saying, look at me, I did this, I did this, I did this. But I know that the guy did an awful lot to make the Ravens a great team. And I don't think anybody gives him any credit. Everybody just goes, oh, he's Art Modell's kid. But he's not. I mean, he is, but he's not. I mean, if I was giving the guy career advice, I would have said, listen, 5 years ago, you should have gotten another job, so that you're not so tied with your dad, and he won't ever stand up and say, I'm doing all of this work on my own anyway. I thought it should be said that besides being just a decent guy and a funny guy, he knows what he's doing.
And we're going to see him again in the NFL, correct? The way you interpret it?
Yes.
I got that impression. He's not done doing that.
To be decided.
And he wasn't just successful, he did it with class. I mean, he ran a cool operation. It was fun and it was classy.
Everybody's very, very nice to that whole organization.
Maybe there'll be some other franchise that
I can't imagine
shuffle their management.
For me, I can't imagine anything better, but unless it involved the Packers. I can't imagine. I'm on the field Saturday during the game, and they got security that is tighter than anything on Joan Rivers. I mean, it's tight, but I'm there. And I'm so into it that I'm getting into. I look like I'm leaning over to take a BM outside in the woods. So I'm doing that thing. I'm getting down like this and looking at the plays, and it's just great. I just want to say thanks to David Modell and Michelle and Art and Patty Modell.
Very good.
Anyway, they're very nice people.
Did you get any time to spend with the match game player?
No, I don't. Rob, we don't have time for that today.
Okay.
But now, Rob is one. Well, we do have time.
Thanks,
Rob is pathetic, and I love him because he's pathetic. I love him because he calls me up and says, are you watching the Game Show channel, the Game Show Network?
Right?
Were you?
No, I wasn't. No, okay.
The TV is Rob's friend.
He says, you just missed an episode from 1970. It was
like 75.
Match Game 75? In which Ravens coach Brian Billick was a contestant.
Really?
Rob said, and he was the worst. He was the dumbest Match Game contestant ever, that he didn't get any right.
He was on Match Game.
Yes, he was.
Wow.
And Rob Spiewak saw it on the tape.
Did they identify him as a coach?
Yeah, what was he, like a young...
college coach.
College coach.
College coach, yeah.
College coach.
Fantastic.
So anyway, the Ravens just could not have been nicer, and thank you to all of them.
That's wonderful.
And you should know this, Modell, my friend. I had many, many chances. I didn't steal nothing from you.
Wow.
I didn't steal...
Didn't take anything out of the locker room?
Nothing.
Use Doc or something like that?
I didn't steal a wristband. I didn't steal...
well, maybe he'll send you a box of stuff.
And in his office, is there stuff to steal? I mean, there is so
Probably not the way people are supposed to look at it.
But no, I mean, it's like you get in there...
You could really technically say that about anywhere you can go.
Yeah. But
isn't there stuff to steal in here?
But there was stuff
you might want to put it this way, he'll get suspicious. Yeah. He just had a lot of nice items in his office.
No, he had a lot of great stuff to steal in his office. That's exactly what he had. But I didn't pocket any of it.
Good for you.
Well, thank you to the...
Way to show restraint.
Yeah, I only went up there and went to the game for free and ate and drank for free and got a great parking spot.
Why are your pockets so heavy?
And in return, I didn't steal anything.
Very nice.
However, when they were passing out the hats, I got a hat for you down in the car, too.
Oh, you do?
Don't think I can walk away with a stack of 50 hats.
Championship hats?
Yeah, championship.
Division championship hats?
Yeah, right.
Well, what a great swan song to go out and win a division for Baltimore. I think that's great. It's a shame they went out in the playoffs, but, they had a great season.
Sure did. They did, and they couldn't have been nicer to me, and I loved it. And that's all I wanted to just say was thanks to them. Mike, hold on a second for yours. Buzz?
Yes?
Okay, here you go. Spotlight on Buzz Burbank.
Uh-huh.
Why did you love having Dottie at your house?
Oh, because she's just a lot of fun, Who doesn't want to spend 7-8 days with an 86-year-old woman? I mean, it was delightful. She's very nice, but she's been living alone for a while and kind of set in her patterns.
How old is she?
86.
86. God bless her.
Couldn't be more healthy. She's going to live to 106.
That's wonderful.
Easily. I have 20 more years of this to look forward to.
How long was she with you, Buzz?
She was 7 or 8 days, but a full 7 days to be sure.
How'd the date end?
Well, there were tears, but not the I'm going to miss you kind. It was a little breakdown toward the end.
What happened? What happened there, Buzz?
I tend to be a little sarcastic, and I said something. I don't know. Dinner was late, and I wanted to get downstairs and watch something and just stare at the TV for a while because I'd had too much today. And so I made some wry comment about dinner's running a little late. We're gonna get downstairs a little late.
Was it more pointed than that, Buzz?
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah. I think it was something like we're screwed.
Right.
But
we're screwed to watch the game.
Yeah. And
or the TV.
This was not
watch the game.
This was not taken well. Now my blood pressure was normal, my heartbeat was normal, everything was fine, but this is when apparently Dottie had too much week with us, maybe.
Hannibal Lecter's blood pressure didn't go above a certain... his heart rate stayed the same when he ate the person's tongue.
And I admire him for that. But anyway, I made this comment, and she said, you've got to stop stressing. You stress over everything. You're going to give yourself a stroke. And, I was fine. She was the one who was, had the high blood pressure at that point. I was really more concerned about her.
It was less than tranquil.
And then I said something, I'll give you a stroke or something, and walked out of the room, and then there were tears, and she was sorry. And
Rob, I don't think
she'd said too much. No, if only. That actually...
Rob was giving us the
marijuana smoke. The pantomime marijuana cigarette.
If only it could have been 4:20 at 9:20 in the morning.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my God.
And she loves to watch her stories, so I taped her soap opera for her so she could sit down a couple hours every day and watch that. And, it's just stuff. She ate everything. We had more food than any 3 people should have in their home.
Right.
But it was never quite enough. I was at the store. She wanted to know if I could pick up, mind on top of all the other food, some chips. Now, what's a bag of chips?
She a big woman?
$1.
No, I know. Like, she's not at all.
Not fat, tall. A large woman in that way.
Right, likes her carbohydrates.
Yeah, and eats just the weirdest things. I mean, I had to go away from the table a couple of times when she took like a half a cup of oatmeal and poured 2 cups of milk on it, so it looked, well, frankly, a lot like vomit with the little specks of...
And hey, how great...
What, was the oatmeal cooked?
Yeah, it was. It was.
You put milk. I put milk.
It was like milk soup with lumps of oatmeal floating in it. It looked like someone had been ill.
How great was it when I called Buzz's house and I find out that he's at the mall with his mother-in-law?
Yeah, we went out and did a little last-minute shopping together. That fortunately went well.
You gotta like that name, Dottie.
Food was Dorothy from Kansas.
So the giant meltdown fight happened
like
the day before
Thursday
she
night,
left?
Friday, the day before she left. So we had another 24 hours of practically no speaking then before taking her to the airport.
Oh, dear me.
So how are things with you? And now, whose side was your wife on during all of this?
Well, I think she tried to play the middle, as she probably should have in that situation, with Mom on one side and husband on the other. So she tried to play the diplomat.
Oh, dear.
And didn't really take a side.
Do you think
But in the end, Dottie said, that she'd said too much and that, she'd opened her big mouth. I believe were her words.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took that.
You are the king of that castle, Buzz.
Took that as an apology.
Any chance,
So I guess we've moved on.
Any chance Dottie's listening today?
No, none whatsoever.
Anything you'd like to say to Dottie if she was listening?
More importantly, if she's not.
See you next year.
Did you get her to drink any absinthe?
Actually, yes. That was the one cool thing.
86-year-old woman, you got to knock back that?
It was the one cool thing she did the entire week. We were there. We had some friends over on Christmas Day, and apparently she and her late husband had some absinthe when they were in New Orleans years ago.
Wow.
Whereas we all know the rules are different.
Sure.
And he used to go to jazz clubs a lot, so somehow I guess they'd stumbled into some absinthe along the way, and she was happy to join us.
So that didn't help?
Another toast. Not enough. No, I didn't give her enough. That was the problem. Lesson learned.
Here you go. Buzz Burbank, everybody, arguing on his holiday.
Who puts a slice of bologna on a slice of bread and then cheese on that and puts it in a microwave to melt it? What is that?
Well, I think, you know what? I'll tell you right now. You described two of Dottie's foodstuffs.
Yeah.
And I have enjoyed both of them. I like milk on my oatmeal, and I also enjoy a nice microwave cheese sandwich out of the microwave.
Next year, she's staying at your house.
He was fit to be tied. We got to break. Mike, we've not heard about your vacation.
You know, there were no meltdowns.
No?
There was simply good times were had by all, but not enough good times to prevent me from observing my fellow man and come back from the break with the true knowledge that I'm not real fond of people. I'm really, really not. And you know, the worst part, as you know, when you go away on a vacation would be the experience. If you happen to have a bad one traveling on the way home when you're coming back to reality anyway, perhaps it's magnified, but I think in this particular circumstance it was not, and I think I experienced the parents of the year, the worst parenting I've ever seen.
Wow.
And why?
Even though I, on my Christmas, only got to see my kids briefly, and which was always disappointing. I see them when I can. That's what you do when you're now a part-time dad. But still, I have enough experience in parenting to know that I was on a plane with some very, very poor parents.
Hey, hold on. We got a break.
Asses.
We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Hey, yo, man, you said we was going to business. Oh, man, shut your anorexic, malnutrition, tapeworm having, overdose, Dick Gregory, Bahamian diet drinking ass up. Leave me alone.
The Don and Mike Show.
And you can come to my office, lie on my couch, and cry about your mammy.
Filling your radio with their intoxicating aroma. Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
Mike here on his vacation. I do want to talk about Britney Spears. But who doesn't?
Well, I was actually at that wedding on my vacation. So much drinking before that.
She got married, then she got it annulled to a hillbilly, and I have a link to Robert Goulet. But let's wait.
Was he at the wedding? Doesn't he live in Las Vegas?
He has a thought of her.
And the odds are in my favor.
Okay, so your vacation.
I had a great vacation.
Good.
I don't have a lot of fighting or anything because, of course, unlike all of you, I'm not married.
That's the secret.
That is the
That's
secret.
right.
That's it.
I went away. I stayed in town. Normally, I get out of Dodge as soon as we go on break, but I stuck around and had a wonderful Christmas Eve where I went over to be with my kids, put them to bed on Christmas Eve, and then came back over to their mom's house on Christmas morning, and they had a fantastic Christmas. So that was a treat, but it caught me by surprise. Because when I left there, I realized I'm not over what I've been through. And it's very, very hard. I think anybody that has been through this, you know exactly what I'm going through. And it caught me by surprise. But, I've got a wonderful gal pal right now, and everything's going very well.
Carla!
And it was, so Christmas, I went over to her parents' house on her mom's house on Christmas Day, and that was fine. But it was still not, I think really, I would have told you that this was something I could get over a lot quicker. You don't get over it. You actually, it lasts a little bit longer. But after that, it was prior to that, and I'm going back before Christmas. You called me during that period of time where I occupied literally the first few days of the vacation, first number of days of our vacation, with one particular thing, and that was the Boston Red Sox figuring out how they could F with their fans in the off season just as much as they F with their fans during the regular season by tantalizing us by holding up this little thing saying, "Hey, the greatest player in baseball, A-Rod."
Oh, A-Rod.
A-Rod's going to be with the Red Sox. And really, they worked us into such a frenzy, their fan base, known, of course, as the Red Sox Nation. They worked us into such an incredible frenzy that it was just perfect. It was just as though they were in a seventh game where they blew it at the end, because it came down to the last day where I'm on ESPN News 24/7. It's all that's on in my house. I'm watching this, and I see this thing, and it says, Red Sox reopen talks with A-Rod. Deal probable. Peter Gammons reports deal is going to happen. Peter Gammons reports deal won't happen, will happen, won't happen, will happen, and then deal is dead. And so you called me shortly thereafter, where I had just, it's almost like he senses this. He had other stuff to talk to me about.
I wanted to get together.
Don was, was calling me just as a friendly call, and caught me right at the moment where I had just found out that they weren't going to get A-Rod. And it might happen again. But, I mean, really, when you're a fan of the Red Sox, that's what you pay attention to. And that got me through the first part of my vacation.
Do you share these psychotic feelings with your girlfriend now?
With the Red Sox?
Yeah.
She started dating me when right at the playoffs when they lost the seventh game.
I'm just doing some math here.
Okay.
How old are you, 45 or 46?
I am 44.
Great. Even better.
Why? What math?
She's not half your age.
Now there's no need. There's no need to make big deals about things like that. It's not important.
I'm 45. I'm going to be 46.
Yes.
If I was dating her, I'd be double her age.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, you would.
Way to go, Tiger!
Now you'll bear with me. Because I got the thing that everybody had. Everybody
the creeping crud.
Everybody had the chest thing. At least everybody I was around had this death chest thing. And like in the great tradition of Christmas vacations, I seem to get what everybody gets. You got it right before we left on vacation. You were healthy during vacation, I take it?
All right, except that one night on the boat.
One night on the boat, but I got it, and but I went down to Florida, and it was fine, and. During the trip down to Florida, got a chance to visit a mutual friend of ours. A guy that is he's my regular attorney, but Don has used him for legal work also. And
Doug.
Doug is my attorney who has had a place with his family down in Key West, Florida for a long, long time and wanted me to come down for a long, long time. And I finally say, we'll go down and see. Hello.
Go down to the Keys.
Go down to the floor. Yeah. And I realize that is part of the identity of the.
No ass.
Well, I've never been, and I noticed they have like bathhouses and stuff there, and it was.
Yes, they do.
The Florida Keys are a very interesting spot, and we got down there and we took a high-speed ferry that goes from Fort Myers, Florida. Not high-speed ferry.
You're going down on the ferry. Of course you are.
It's one of those catamarans that's supposed to go real fast, and they said it's supposed to make it down there between Fort Myers and Key West, the very southernmost part of the United States, in 3.5 hours. And it was more like 4.5 hours, which is kind of just, if they didn't tell you it was 3.5 hours, you wouldn't be pissed off that it was 4.5 hours. But we get down there, and we were just going to go down for a day trip.
I was just going to interject that probably the fact that the trip took an hour longer than you thought.
Yeah.
Bothered Carla less than you.
Because I have so many years less, 20 years less to live.
That's right.
I brought that up myself at a certain point. I said, I don't know where we were, but it was I made some reference to that. Yes, well, it doesn't bother you. You've got, I've got 20 less years to live than you do. And it was funny because we got down there. And I had just gotten this chest cold, and I didn't feel really up to staying. But Doug was down there, and Doug's wife was insisting on us staying down there. And then when that came up, I said, okay, yeah, well, we were late anyway, and we'll stay, and we'll just find a place around here to stay. And then it's like, no, stay at our house. And I really didn't want to do that. You know how you just you want to stay at your own place.
Better to stay at a guy's house who you know than at a bathhouse.
Well, I didn't know this, and I thought, hey, we'll look around. And because of the fact that it was the week between Christmas and New Year's, everything was slammed. And finally, we go to this shocker bar. And Doug knows this guy who makes a phone call and says, oh, they got a place down there. You can stay down there. I said, I really appreciate it. Hope I'm not putting you out. But meanwhile, the whole time they're both saying, hey, why are you doing that? Go ahead and stay. And the kicker that finally got us to stay at my attorney's house is because we walk into this bed and breakfast in Key West. And it looked okay, but it was kind of ratty.
Isn't that a BB&B? A bed
and breakfast?
Bed and breakfast.
Well, I'll tell you, we walk in, and I said, yeah, so the room's there? Yeah, would you like to see the room? And Doug's wife says, take a look at the room. Excuse me. Yes.
No, I called.
Is that you?
Oh.
Excuse me. Doug's wife says, take a look at this room. You want to look at it first down here? I said, no need. I mean, I just got the room. I'm sure it's fine. And she said, well, we go in and we look at the room. The room's kind of not that great.
Right.
And she said, and my attorney's wife is giving me these instructions the whole way. Now ask what it is, how much they're charging you. I said, how much for the room? And I'm thinking, naively, I'm thinking maybe $50 to $100 for the night.
Sure.
$277. Wow. For this room that looked like, seriously, you used to say...
That's BB&B. That's the blood BM.
It was
bed and breakfast.
So we stayed there. Right. I had a lovely night with them, and then the next day we go do all the touristy things. And I'm not a huge Parrot Head. I'm not a big Jimmy Buffett fan, but we figure we'll go... we get scooters, because they have scooters down there. And they have electric cars down there, too, where everybody just says, look at this.
Of course they do.
They've got electric cars on Key West.
Because the speed limit is so low, isn't it?
It's 15 miles per hour.
15 miles per hour.
And my attorney's got an electric car. He just got an electric car. We flew around in that.
Isn't an electric car just a nice way to say golf cart?
It is a golf cart. It is a golf cart.
An easy go, probably,
it is,
right?
It's not, but I mean, it's more. It's made by Ford, and I think it's called the Ford Think.
Oh, I'm sure it's great.
I think that's the name of it.
It's called the Ford Pussy.
It's
the Ford Second Thought.
Well, we were cruising around, and then, but you're not a real pussy until you get a scooter. And incidentally, you know how Rob and I always say that's how they get you?
Yeah.
This is a tip. It's one of my this is one of Mike's travel tips.
Ah, good.
If you go to Key West, Florida, and you rent a scooter, everybody's driving around in scooters, and it's a lot of fun. But here's the...
And your butt has been wherever... think about it. It's like that thing when you touch something or you drink out of some glass.
You're drinking something that everybody's drinking. No,
yeah.
It has nothing to do with putting your butt on the scooter, but this is how they get you. They rent you these scooters all over Key West, Florida, and then when you rent a scooter, they don't give you any place in Key West to park. And if you end up just saying F it and you park on the street, there are people that follow you around and wait for you to do that. And
they're guys who look like village people.
Hey, well, it's interesting. I would say that the shorts on the traffic policeman that wrote the ticket were unusually short. We're very, very high cut. But high. But that's how they get you. And,
My name is Alan Futh.
It's Alan Futh, and you're parked illegally.
Alan Futh.
I'm following you around my electric car, and I'm going to write you a scooter ticket. But, you see these scooters all over, and what's funny is...
let me just say, he was queer before queer was cool.
I agree. Alan Futh. Fantastic. You see these guys that... I saw a pack of men riding scooters on Key West. I don't think they were gay. I really don't think they were gay.
Yeah, right.
No, if you'd seen these guys, I think they were pretending to be... It was maybe it was kind of a gay motorcycle gang. Because they were appearing to be... Even though they were on these little wimpy scooters, which go 25 miles an hour tops, they were appearing to be kind of in a pack of scooters. But went to Jimmy Buffett's place down there, even though I'm not a Parrot Head. And right before we left Key West, sat down. We've been scootering all around the area, and we sit down, and this couple comes in.
Did you go to Alabama?
Alabama?
Scooter from Mobile.
Scooter. Guy walks in, sits down and next to us. And I looked at the guy because he was with this couple. There were two couples that sat down. And we had just gotten our cheeseburgers because that's what they serve.
In Paradise.
Cheeseburger in Paradise, right? And at that moment, I get an odor, a death fart odor that obviously came from him. No. Came from this guy that you mentioned a cruise ship. The cruise ship was in town.
Yeah.
And you know how you can kind of identify people that are coming off the cruise ships?
Sure.
This guy looked like he'd maybe had a little problem with his diet. And it's the first time I ever remember in my adult life that I actually got so pissed off at a guy that had laid a death fart right in the restaurant. Like, he could have done it out on the street, and everything's open air there. But it was so pungent and so horrible, and he sat right down, and our eyes met. And in that brief moment, he knew, as I was looking at him, I'm like, I know that's you. I know that's your fart. I know that's your fart that you brought in from the cruise ship. And he looked at me, and I'm so mad at the guy that I keep looking at him. And I'm like, and he's doing the thing where he looks at you out of the corner of his eye. And he knows because sitting over us is this cloud of S-stink that won't go away. And the guy looks back over at me again, and he kind of goes, and I'm looking at him going, yep. And I'm mad at you, and I'm looking right at you because I know it's you. And then he finally got up. And we all know what he was going up to do. To either, take care of whatever Brown River was happening up there, or he was going to, clean himself. Because that is how bad it was. And I have a quarter-pound cheeseburger in front of me.
Yeah.
Did you finish the cheeseburger?
No. It was
really?
It was horrible.
Must have been
No, I was pissed off. It was like, it's that in movie theaters, and those are the two places I think really, excuse yourself, go out somewhere else. But in a crowded, and it's hot because it was 80 degrees, which was great, but it was warm in this restaurant, and he looked at me, and I was staring at him, just looking at him going, I know that you did that. I knew that came out of your ass.
When you left, did you get a look at his scooter seat?
they actually left before us. They only had appetizers.
There was an urgency.
I don't think he had any desire for the cheese.
Equal urgency.
No one did.
Emergency, got a break. Be right back, everybody.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Don't tell me they're just letting the audience just stand out there like that. Oh, my God. Okay. So let's hurry off. Seriously. This is retarded. They told me they were going to do a vamp.
No, he's not retarded.
Oh, no. What are they doing? Let me see. Oh, my panties are short. I grew. I thought they were going to... I know. Well, I'm just not going to just stand out there. I thought they were going to vamp. Okay. Okay, thanks.
The Don and Mike Show.
Are they strong? Listen, bud. They've got radioactive blood. Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
Oh, that crazy C word. I'd love to say it. Just that crazy, kooky C word.
Watch it.
Britney Spears.
Oh, her.
So you've heard this. Oh, yeah. Buzz.
Oh, sorry.
Now, Buzz.
The mind wandered.
Buzz, you fill in the blank there.
No.
Go ahead.
I'll pass on that. Well, I thought maybe you were talking about, a larger group.
Just in general?
Yeah. Glad to be back from vacation, Buzz.
Oh, Lord, yes.
Aren't we all? Britney Spears, she gets married to this hillbilly, then she gets the marriage annulled. It might be annulled.
It is now.
And we speak now.
Well, it's PR is what it is.
But I guess she was drunk.
Yeah.
When it happened.
I think that's PR, too.
Well, don't know. Anybody in Vegas? Now, this would be a time other than a phone scan.
I could make a call.
If you have to. Elizabeth Vargas.
No, it's not Elizabeth.
No.
Jacqueline. Elizabeth Vargas is the anchor lady.
So there's the hillbilly guy, and it's funny because his name is Jason Alexander, which is the same as
George
Costanza.
I was reading a Glamour magazine.
Let me see. The wedding is a farce. You knew that. 3 o'clock in the morning, they took a limo to the Little White Wedding Chapel.
Right.
It's good for you, Rob. I almost called you last night during the 10 o'clock news, but I thought we speak too much, and sometimes...
Do we?
Well, last night on Fox News, had a story about a book that's being published now, being republished.
Right.
And they've changed the story. Anyway, it is the story of, and I quote now the title of the book, The Adventures or the something of Little Black Sambo.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean, like the old book?
It's a classic children's book.
Did you ever see that book when you were a kid?
No, not really. But I certainly know that Sambo's.
Doesn't he chase the tiger? The tiger chase him, and the tiger turns to butter.
Yeah, he turns him into butter.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And anyway, they've come up with a different twist now to show that the boy has outwitted the tigers. But there's the whole problem with little black Sambo.
The stigma.
And because it's little black. Stop it! You're killing me. I'm not saying that.
You can't say that.
That's funny.
You can't say that, though. I just want to say welcome back.
You're horrible.
Killing me. You're killing me.
So there's a reason.
That's why I didn't call you last night, because you would call me.
See, and now he's misbehaving, and you're encouraging him.
So anyway, when I'm watching Fox News and the bottom of the screen says Little Black Sambo, I immediately think of my best buddy Rob.
Of course.
Well, then there was also when I moved to this area years and years ago. Wasn't there a restaurant chain
called Sambo's?
They became Denny's,
and they had to change it.
If you see like an old Rockford Files,
right,
or Quincy or whatever those shows are, a lot of times they would go to it was the signs, the same logo and everything.
Right.
Instead of Denny's, it would say Sambo.
Yeah, because of the uproar, they changed the name.
Anyway, Little Black Sambo and the little Whitechapel and Britney Spears is married and really who cares? I'll tell you who cares. I got to go through my packet. Hold on a second. God damn it, do I have stuff. Robert Goulet cares.
Robert Goulet, how are you?
And hold on, this led to something even better, because I've got so much about Britney Spears, but everybody knows by now.
Robert Goulet got married?
No, Robert Goulet...
No, Britney did.
Does not...
Oh, yeah.
Robert Goulet does not think that Britney Spears has a voice good enough to sing in Las Vegas.
Oh.
And the odds are in my
there we go.
Dream, impossible dream.
Britney Spears, who shows her belly button, has a voice about the size of my little finger, says Bob Goulet. As for his own taste in music, Goulet says he enjoys listening to opera and country music. And that led to... Well, let me go to the site. Give me a second.
Yes.
Get my internet up here and tell you where that's...
Oh, we're sorry.
That's not Robert Goulet right there.
No.
Sounds a little like him, though.
www.robertgoulet.com.
He's got his own website.
Not taking. You got to go. There you go.
All right.
Nice to see they fixed the computers while we were gone.
Robert, G-O-U-L-E.
And Robert Goulet has been, I believe, a 3, 4, 5-time guest on this show.
Many times.
Most recently to wish you happy birthday.
I think happy birthday, Robert Goulet.
You got to go to this website. It's the Jivist. Please, it says robertgoulet.com.
Really worth.
Please enter my space. So this is where I'm like.
Hi, Robert.
I'm reading the story about Britney Spears, and I say, oh look, Robert Goulet is speaking out against Britney Spears. So you go to Robert Goulet, and it says the man, the actor, the entertainer. How about let's go to Goulet on Goulet.
Goulet on Goulet.
Yes, Lex.
Remember all of this because of Britney Spears. You have his celebration of life. I am not Stanley Applebaum.
This is his real name, right?
My best name, my best day.
Right.
Excuse me, my best day.
Can we see his best day?
And Goulet's wacky side. Yeah.
Have you looked at his best day yet?
Yes, I have.
Is it as good as? I mean, that's the one I would go to first.
Here you go. Now check out the picture.
He's got a cigar.
It would be difficult to decide my roller coaster existence just when I had my best day. Perhaps it was when I married my present wife, Vera, or the day my 3 children were born. Certainly the day I came away cancer-free from a prostate operation stands near the top. For now, every day seems as it should be, and the best day of them all. I like to think of them as such. Robert Goulet.
How boring.
Yeah, so he's...
I was hoping for more.
Well, there's...
It all started with a massage.
Now, this is something they cannot translate on the radio. So you got to go to this website to see Goulet's wacky side.
Got to go. And remember, this is under Goulet on Goulet. There's a couple clicks you have to make.
Right.
This is a... Hold on. Hold on. It's cartoon. Bob Goulet's cartoon.
What?
Yes,
what the F is that?
It looks like something that seriously you could hold up at a Charles Manson trial and say, this is the note that Charles Manson wrote to Sharon Tate. It is...
I'd say that was his best day.
It absolutely.
This is the worst doodling I've ever seen.
It defines description.
Yes.
The first panel is what appears to be a pig, and it says, what? And then the pig says in the next scene, and he doesn't have pig ears, well, what? And then what looks to be like
looks like a cat.
A cat with maybe those are whiskers and a little cat ball next to it says, are you talking to me?
What in the name of God is that?
And then the next picture says, is there anyone else in this room?
It makes no sense.
No.
It makes no sense.
But then a circle in the lower right-hand corner where he's got RGG.
Yeah, he did sign off on it.
Sure.
So, listen, the bottom line on this, go to robertgoulet.com, go to Goulet on Goulet, and then look at his cartoon, What? Okay, and that's my tip from Donnie's mailbag.
God.
There you go.
Wow.
And Robert Goulet doesn't think that Britney Spears has the chops to sing in Las Vegas.
No.
Okay, the other thing that was great, let me just click out of that. That whole Croc Hunter thing, the Steve Irwin thing.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I did laugh out loud the first time that I saw the tape because
I'm on the fence.
Now the kid is 4 months old or 4 weeks old. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
He's holding the baby in his left arm, and he's walking out towards a crocodile, and he's holding a fish or a mouse or whatever.
He's feeding the crocodile.
And he's holding it up like he wants the crocodile to jump up, and he feeds it while he's holding the kid. While I'm seeing the coverage of this, and they're saying the average crocodile can move, the X amount of feet and this amount of time, and our reflexes are not fast enough, and it's not enough that Steve Irwin fed the crocodile while he was holding his 4-month-old kid.
Yeah.
He then, I'm sure you've seen this videotape too, had to do like little baby steps walking around the crocodile.
Now, I was disturbed when I saw him feeding the crocodile because it looked awkward. It looked like he was. But when he turned around, he made the kid do the little baby steps. I started laughing, and then I suddenly realized, if this guy lives it, he's with it all the time. Yeah. I don't know. It was kind of stupid.
I don't have a problem with it, and
you'd have a problem with it if that kid, was sitting there with a leg hanging out of the croc's mouth.
Yeah. Steve Irwin is mad at people who have accused him of endangering his son because they're talking about bringing charges up against him. I love this. I love what he says. He says, they said, would you do it again? Absolutely.
Yep.
What would you do? Would you do anything differently? He said, yeah, I wouldn't have cameras there. I wouldn't have cameras there.
There you go.
So anyway, he will not be charged with violating any laws. And he promised to give a current affair, a videotape from his reptile park where he staged the act, where he says that will prove it's not as dangerous as it appears.
Yeah, well, you never know. But the one thing, those animals are unpredictable.
They're fast.
Don't we have now? I know we didn't plan this, but don't we have a baby sound effect and a crocodile sound effect?
Yeah.
I know we've got it.
Well, isn't the crocodile sound effect the sound effect we use for a growling dog?
Oh, it's alligators too, Mike. It's a lot. Oh, and while you're getting this together, last night I'm flipping around and I want so much to watch the Celebrity Poker. And I watched the Celebrity Poker.
I love the Celebrity Poker. Emily Proctor. Ow. Yeah.
Right. My problem is, and we don't have many friends that are even associated on the fringes of showbiz, so I got to be careful about this. But Kevin Pollak, who's been on our show a bunch.
Yeah.
Wow, what a crappy gig for him.
It is. He's going to come down.
That he's got like an
got that one of those New York City hats on.
Yeah, who's Oscar on The Odd Couple? What was his last name? Oscar Madison. He's got an Oscar Madison hat on,
right.
and he's commenting on this. But what I thought was the greatest about this is the fact that the guy who plays Sarah Jessica Parker's gay friend on Sex and the City beat Ben Affleck.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't know if he's a homo or not. I mean, either one of them. But, no, the guy from Sex and the City. I don't know if he is, but he sure did bet like a homo. When he would push all in, I mean, he would just, he's got that homo thing with his hands.
When he pushed in.
And he would push it. That's it, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'm all in. And then he kicked his ass.
So I didn't stay with it. So Emily Proctor went out early.
Emily Proctor was out in the second round.
I had heard somewhere that she won it.
Don Cheadle stayed in a little longer.
Right.
No, it was the guy from second.
Schwimmer got, aced out. And Schwimmer, to me, was the only one that was kind of acting like he was Mr. Card Shark.
Well, here's the deal with that show, too, and I was reading about this, that they're prompted from off stage that because they have those cameras where you can see their cards. Mm-hmm. And they've been working with coaches all week, and the coach would look at the cards and at some point would say to them, go all in now. Go all in now.
Oh, that sucks.
That's just what I had read.
What, that they have coaches?
That they have people that have, yes, they definitely have coaches who have coached them up.
But nobody, I mean...
They sound like Steve Spurrier. We're going to coach him up. They have coaches that have coached them up for the week. Take a knee! Leading up to this tournament.
But they don't, but actually when they were playing, they didn't say...
I read that they would be getting prompts off camera like, go in now. What, Robbie?
You mentioned earlier we don't have many celebrity friends on this show. I do have a voicemail from a celebrity friend if you'd like me to draw it up for you.
Oh, would you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why don't you get that? And while you're doing that, let's take a quick trip to Australia and see what Steve Irwin is doing.
This is just the audio tape. The crowd sounds were not involved in this.
Isn't Steve here?
Crikey. This is one of the most dangerous crocs in the whole world, mate. And I got my little baby in my right arm.
There you go.
There we go. Look at the size of it. He's a real ripper. Oh, now quiet down, me lad. I'm going to walk up here as quickly as I can get to it. I'm going to feed this cock. I'm going to feed this cock a little fish. There we go. All right, now, quiet. Quiet, baby Steve. What was that sound? Sound like something popped out of the crock. Don't be upset. I'm just endangering your life in front of a giant crocodile, mate. Hey, tomorrow, baby Steve, we're going to crawl into the Cobra Dam. That's right. I'm going to put you on all fours crawling right in front of the hissing, pissing Cobra. There you go. I don't know the sound of a baby popping out.
I don't know why we have the sound of a champagne bottle
I'll tell
there.
you why, Donnie. That's because every time you play that baby sound effect, you talk about somebody squeezing one out. There you go, baby Steve. Hey, look at that giant crog. That's right, mate. It's a ripper.
Pretty great. And then they follow that up on the news with the footage of Michael Jackson hanging his baby over the leg.
Well, it seemed like Steve Irwin was just a little more in control of his own body. So I was a little more at ease with Steve Irwin.
A little stronger.
Yeah.
You got
a little stronger arms, Buzz.
Yeah,
you got that celebrity message? As you remember, before we went on vacation over our last episodes, we called Dick Van Patten.
Ah, yes.
To wish him a happy birthday.
Hi, Rob.
And we got a message back from him.
Punch it up.
Here we go. From Dick Van Patten.
Sorry, I'm never here every time the guys call me. But anyway, wishing you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And sorry I missed you, but tell the guys Merry Christmas for me. So long now, Dick Van Patten. Bye-bye. Everybody listens to your show. Every day people come up and tell me how much you talk about us. Bye-bye.
That was an Eddie Money message.
Let's hear it again.
X, enter 5. Delete 6.
Hi, it's Dick Van Patten. Sorry, I'm never here every time the guys call me. But anyway, wishing you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And sorry I missed you, but tell the guys Merry Christmas for me. So long now, Dick Van Patten. Bye-bye. Everybody listens to your show. Every day people come up and tell me how much you talk about us. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Why'd he throw in the Dick Van Patten twice? Sorry, I had Dick Van Patten.
Hey, guys, Dynamite, this is Eddie Money.
We had a great time at that party.
Great time at that party.
That's a very strange message. But then again, we've proven in the past that Dick Van Patten leaves strange messages.
Another Van Patten. Here you go. Vince Van Patten. He's the guy I think he had the original TV show with poker.
Right.
Yeah, it's the World Poker Tour.
On the Travel Channel. Now he's got a new show. He's going to do reality poker. Poker Dogs, name of the show, will bring professional poker players, not real dogs, bugs, professional poker players in an elimination style competition, which is on almost every single freaking channel.
Well, you know, really, when Dick Van Patten first told us about Vince Van Patten hosting that poker show, it was right at the beginning, and then this wave of poker shows just hit. They're very popular.
And let me see, what else do I have? There's Southwest Airlines. I can't believe this. Southwest Airlines is starting a reality show, or they've been approached about starting a reality show. Now, who wants to see this? I can't imagine that they're going to show the stuff that really happens on an airplane. I'm not talking about...
I don't care about the airplane. I want to see what happens in the hotel airports.
Terrorist stuff. Did you see that pilot that they got that was bombed?
Virgin Airlines?
I think it was on Christmas Eve. That the guy apparently was going through security and smelled like booze. And
didn't the transportation safety guy also get popped for DUI? Like the night of the big scandal where they held the plane on the tarmac at Dulles.
Right. And the guy from Virgin Airways, he wanted to go home for Christmas, and they wouldn't let him go home because he's from London. They said, "You can't go home, dude, because you were going to get on the plane and fly home, but you were drunk."
Yeah, it was absolutely. Well, I would imagine it's a high stress occupation.
Sure.
I don't know. We do it all right every day. We got a lot of stress, and we're not drunk right now.
Okay, why don't you just speak for yourself, please?
So the airline reality show is from Southwest, and they're going to follow the crew, and they're going to follow people
behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, it's like a half hidden camera and half you're really on camera. There you go. Eric Estrada's doing that stupid surreal life show. Isn't that the show that MC, I'm not going to say his last name, did before?
Yes. Yeah, that's the one that he's going to be on.
Right, so Eric Estrada.
I think you got Eric Estrada, you got Ron Jeremy, you got some no-name that I don't even know, Tammy Faye Baker, right? She's going to be there.
And hold on, you know what, I'm missing one thing here. Man, this sucks when you work and then you can't find... I can't find my bad... Here you go. Hold on. Bad breath test. People with lung disease suffer from bad breath. This bullet is disgusting. People with lung disease suffer from bad breath. Researchers at UVA, University of Virginia, say people with conditions like asthma and cystic fibrosis have highly acidic breath.
I don't agree.
And a simple breath test can help you spot diseases.
Really?
If you know someone who has bad breath,
someone get our former engineer, Nick Rosenhoff, on the line. He's
death breath.
He's diseased.
The worst. Apparently what you're supposed to do is just walk up and say, "Hey, how do I smell?" And if you smell, if your acid levels are very high, then you basically you're going to die.
So it's a sign of disease?
Yeah. I'll say the name. The proof that this story is not true. Mel Carmison. He's the CEO. He's the CEO of our company.
Very good. Healthy as a horse, to the best of our knowledge.
Let's take some phone calls. It's been the entire show. Here it is, 2004. I think we've had an excellent show thus far. It's been all us, none you. So let's change that right now. It's one of our goals for 2004 to make your phone calls the highlighted feature that they should be.
Very good.
With the rotating random phone scan. Now, keep in mind, anybody can call on any topic. These calls will be on screen, and I will tell you right now, I will hang up on your ass if you do not entertain us and move the show along.
Yes, right. Yeah. The real philosophy of all people calling this show, you should have that great Broadway standard in your head. Let me entertain you.
So whatever you got, we're ready for you. Phone number is 877-365-3636. From Canada, 800-636-1067. The rotating random phone scan lies straight ahead.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
You know, Beverly golfers like to keep dirt and debris off their golf balls.
Oh, yeah.
Particularly when you're putting. They call me 3-putt Buck. That's why we have cleaning devices around the golf courses. You know, those things you squish up and down. Well, one golfer didn't use a wet towel or any cleaning device. He licked his balls clean.
The Don and Mike Show.
Oh, God damn, I'm dry.
You need a record, man.
Dry. You know why? I was just contemplating, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, contemplating we should call Robert Goulet or not right now.
Yeah, I mean, we could call him right now.
Committed to your phone calls, though. No, call him tomorrow. That's a good idea.
A kind word need not cost much. With half a loaf of bread and an empty cup, I found myself 2 friends.
Right.
Don and Mike.
Thank you. Thank you, Dude Walker. Yeah, listen, go to robertgoulet.com.
Yeah, find out how wacky he is.
Go to Goulet on Goulet and look at his cartoon. And you tell me if that doesn't look like a retard picture.
He's a funny guy, too. He'll explain that doodling. I know he will. I have faith in Robert Goulet.
On tomorrow's episode. Plus, we're going to debut a brand new game that they came up with here. It ran it past the guys, and we honed it and refined it. It's simply called My Mom's Vagina.
You're going to love it.
That's we'll have to do that tomorrow. Maybe someone during the rotating phone scan can tell me. I hear that the Lord of the Rings, the one that's out now, is 3.5 hours long.
That's a porno, right?
Is that correct?
That's what I hear, yes. 3.5 hours.
Lord of the Sea Rings. That's great. That's great. My wife said that movie right now.
What's she doing in a porno movie?
Fantastic. She's in them.
I thought she was in them. I thought she's not anymore.
Oh, and this porno alert.
Porno alert.
I like the porno buzz that you got us this year.
I've got them from both of you.
The Jenna Jameson virtual sex.
Interactive,
Liked it. I burned out on it after a day, though.
You got yours, right, Mike?
Yeah, I thought. Oh, I got to tell you something right now.
What?
When we were leaving on Christmas night.
Yeah.
Did you get 2 of them?
I got one for you and I got one for Don.
Because I thought when we were up in the office, and I got to check all my stuff, that you had thought that was from Buzz to you, and you were taking that home. And I thought, because I didn't see mine, that you had in fact taken mine, but I didn't care, so I didn't make a big deal. I wasn't going to say that was mine. And that night we were leaving the office on Christmas night, all getting ready to go down to the Christmas party. I mean, when we had our Christmas party, I really thought that you had taken my porno. And I wasn't going to say anything, but I was kind of sitting there going, well, he thinks Buzz gave him that porno, but in fact, Buzz gave us both.
I did some shopping.
I think maybe my porno's missing, and I'm not kidding. I think somebody took it.
I want to tell you.
Wow.
You can work your man to this a couple of times before you get tired of it, because she has the exact same reaction.
Well, there's nobody that picks out better porno than me.
It was Jenna Jameson. It was interactive, and I looked around, and this is the thing to get this year.
When you say interactive, what do you...
Here's the thing.
Here, Don will explain.
Here's the thing. You put the DVD in, you sit down, you press the button, and you can select her to be... you can be having sex with her. She can be on top.
Is mine still in the office, or did somebody steal it?
It can be from below. You can diddle her with various objects. A guy diddles her using his digits. And then there's oral. You can watch someone performing oral on her, or she's
choose the position or the technique that
she's performing oral on a guy. And then,
what a treat!
And then at the very end, when you're and
that is fantastic.
My only complaint with this,
I think somebody ripped me off
on one of the. When the man achieves...
Joan didn't take mine, Rob.
When the man achieves, they put like a cheap special effect on
it's not the real
that
thing.
Appears to shoot...
hand lotion.
Yeah. Like,
what do you mean a cheap special effect?
I'll have to bring it in, or someone who has the tape. It looks like a laser.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, that's not right.
No,
you want real.
That.
Oh, but in the end, it's real because she's got it on her face.
Yeah, but I mean, when you actually see the famous shot,
there's one scene where you do see the money shot.
And is it all Jenna?
Yes.
Jenna Jameson all the way.
But then if you watch when the guy's taking her from behind, and
you crack me up.
And she goes, she achieve on. It looks like something like a cheap Star Wars.
Oh, because the guy obviously wouldn't be capable.
I don't know.
Even in an interactive video with that many, unless he was some sort of Superman.
So,
but you enjoyed it?
Yeah, enough that I'm thinking about watching it tonight because my wife's not going to be home. She could be out at the movies.
Try a new combination.
3 hours.
Keep it fresh.
Let me see. Number 2 movie, The Lord of the Rings is number 1. Then cheaper by the dozen. And Something's Got to Give. And I saw Something's Got to Give, and I wanted to mention this. I like Jack Nicholson, and I liked him fine in terms of endearment, but that's all he does now. And it's okay.
What, is tearjerkers?
No, he plays the old guy that's almost not hip, but is still hip. And
well, I liked As Good as It Gets.
Yeah, I did too. And now here's a clip from.
Yeah, I don't remember.
There he is from Something's Gotta Give.
Yeah. Are you penalizing Jack Nicholson for getting old?
Yes, I am.
You don't accept it.
But the thing is, he's not getting old because I saw a great picture in the National Enquirer. The one that has Cher on the cover. It's an entire full page of Jack Nicholson at the premiere of Something's Gotta Give. And it's his face, it's all blown up. He has a little ring of Coke around his nostril.
Really? Did they mention that in the Enquirer?
No, but the headline is... hey Jack, what's up your nose?
Oh, you mean they really show that?
Yeah, and you could see because imagine it's a full size picture of his face.
I don't understand why everybody gets so uptight. I've got boundless energy.
Take it up the full page.
Wow,
and it's just his nostril and it's got Coke all over.
Got any hard shells?
Anyway, he's not bad in that movie.
You went to see that movie?
Yes, I did.
Chick flick that your wife wanted to see.
Well, it was my choice. The only one I tell you that I'm not going to go see goddamn Cold Mountain.
I'd like to see that.
I'm not going to see Mona Lisa Smile.
Oh, what's that Mystic River?
Mystic River. That stinks.
No, that looks great.
No, there's nothing good out now. I hate to say it now. Right now, the movie I've already seen, the Jack Nicholson.
Look, I know.
I'd have to say the Ben Affleck movie is the best movie.
None of your movies are out there because Arnold Schwarzenegger sits in the governor's office.
Yeah. All right, phone scan time. 877-365-3636. Yeah. Now recklessly. Here we go. Your phone calls. Live, unscreened, unscripted. Hello, Don and Mike. Don and Mike show. Yellow.
This is not a good start.
Hello.
Hello.
You're on the air. First call of 2004. Or maybe not. Have we taken any calls today?
No, I don't think so.
Hi, you're on the air.
Can you hear me?
All right. Hello, Don and Mike show.
Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, that one also has to be vetoed.
Don and Mike show. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you guys have a good holiday and good New Year's?
Have you been listening to the show today?
I just got off of work and got...
Right. Hi, Don and Mike show. Phone scan.
Don?
Oh, hey, crying guy. How you doing?
Hey, Happy New Year, man.
Same to you.
I am glad I heard about the cruise. I'm sorry, and then Bart got all upset, but that's okay. And Mike?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, crying guy.
You got a really young girlfriend, huh?
Yeah.
You tapping that ass?
Oh, God. Oh, dear me. Oh, crying guy.
Don and Mike show. Phone scan. Hello.
Hi, Don. This is Meredith. How are you guys?
Hi, Meredith. We're doing great, thank you.
I am calling with a disgusting fart story. It makes me sick every time I think of it, but I'm going to tell it to you quick.
Sure.
My husband is 5 years older than his sister. When he was 17, she was asleep on the couch. He took his pants down to his knees, sat over...
Thank you. Hi, Don and Mike show. Phone scan.
Hey, Don. Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
How
are you?
Good. Hey, Don, I got a question for you.
What? Yes, sir. What? About what?
About cigars.
Sure.
All right. I like smoking cigars, but I don't know which ones to smoke. And every time I go in a tobacco shop, all the guys just look at me like I'm an idiot because I don't know what I know I like Excalibur cigars.
No, actually, Don told me this just when he came back from his cruise. There's a new cigar. It's not made actually in the traditional place. It's made in Poland. So that next time you go into a cigar shop, tell them you want to smoke a Pole. Thank you. Thank you. We're here all week.
Don and Mike show. Hello. Phone scan. Yeah, you're on the air.
Hey, I heard an interesting rumor. You guys have proven half of that rumor. Britney Spears got married this weekend, yes?
Yes, to Jason Alexander, but not that Jason Alexander.
And I also heard that she annulled that 3 hours later.
Yeah, I think that's right. 2 days.
That is true?
2 days.
God, when is it going to stop, this Hollywood marriage? I mean, well, I got to say, at least that guy's lucky, because he at least had to be with her once. 3 hours. I mean, come on.
I don't think he banged her. I think
you're joking?
They're like high school friends, and they got drunk and did it as a lark.
Mm-hmm. That is something else. If I married Britney Spears, you best believe I would have had her at least once.
The whole premise of the phone call was a ruse.
Could you answer that question, please?
You started out, you said, we've confirmed this rumor. What are you talking about?
that she got married and got annulled 3 hours later.
Yes,
Buzz says 2 days later.
I'm glad that we're your source for news.
2 days?
A little respect for our guest, documentarian Ken Burns.
Hello. Don and Mike show. Phone scan. Hello.
Hey, Don.
Yes, and Mike. Hi.
Hey, both you guys. First time in my life.
For what?
Blood in my stool. Happy New Year, guys. Talk to you later.
Let me just say welcome to the club. And don't hang up. Are you there? He was going to be a prize winner.
Yeah, I mean, blood in the stool gets a prize on this show no matter what.
Don and Mike show. Hello.
Just saying it is reward enough for him.
Hello.
Hello.
You're on the air, Don and Mike.
Yeah, hey, tell me the celebrity poker thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the beginning of that. I only knew half the actors, and half the actors that I knew were gay. I mean, they need to get some...
Well, no, hold on.
So you knew the gay actor.
Who was gay besides the guy from Sex and the City? And he might not even
Ben
be
Affleck.
Ross from Friends.
Yep, gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
David Schwimmer, gay.
You think Schwimmer's a fact?
Don Cheadle, known Hollywood homosexual.
Yeah. Well, I came up with my own thing.
Emily Proctor of CSI Miami, lesbian.
Huge fag. Emily Proctor, faggot.
They need to get a talk show poker going on, and it needs to be good people like you guys.
Yeah, there you go.
It needs to be Howard Stern, and it needs to make, it needs arguments. It needs Bill O'Reilly in there, Pat Buchanan, and Rosie O'Donnell. Now I think maybe some fist fights will be going out and everything.
Paul Buchanan.
He got the wrong name.
Paul Buchanan?
Who'd you say? Who's the Buchanan?
Pat Buchanan.
Pat Buchanan.
I got to tell you something that reminded me. It'll embarrass him to say this, but I have to tell you. Mike Buchanan.
Yeah.
From Channel 9.
Good friend of ours.
Who recently was retired from Channel 9. Is that the right word? I was walking the halls today and walked past super producer Charlie Boyhill's office. And I picked up the phone and he said, sure, I'll talk to Mike Buchanan. And I went to... Mike Buchanan, the TV anchor guy. And as I was walking down the hall, I heard Charlie telling him that we don't currently have any openings. So, ouch.
Oh, really?
Ouch. Yeah.
But somebody should hire him.
Buzz, you were hanging by a thread.
I know, but that's just another day for me.
You were hanging by a thread because I'm thinking, wow, okay, Buzz, been working with him, good friends with a long time. However, Mike Buchanan.
Veteran TV icon, you know.
You never know what fun we have with Mike Buchanan. We'd last one day with Mike Buchanan. I mean, we've been on an airplane with Mike Buchanan.
Yeah.
That was very rough.
And his son works over at Channel 9, too.
So there must be like some hard feelings over there.
Yeah.
I
don't think it was, who knows what the details are.
I don't think it was a friendly parting.
No, I don't think so either.
It's unfortunate.
And what about that whole running into the deer thing? as long as we're on the topic.
Accidents happen.
Was it an accident?
Been on my mind for a long time.
Are you wondering, like I am, if the deer had been drinking?
You've crystallized my thoughts. Shazizzle. on my emergency shout out Fanizzle. Don Mike, hello. Listen, here's all I know is that the guy's doing a morning television show. So he's got to be up like at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Mm-hmm. He's driving. He's a guy. He's under a lot of pressure. He's flipped out before during crises. Driving home. Hits a deer.
Yeah.
Late in the afternoon.
Just a thought. You never know.
And then the next thing
speculation.
You know, he's out the door. He's gone.
Yeah. Good guy.
Yeah. No, he's done. Even if he
wonderful guy.
He's done plenty worse. Mm-hmm. I mean, God, he did that thing.
Yeah,
did that thing with the Scouts.
With what?
You know that thing
with the Scouts?
You know, with the. When they had the famous story about when they had a tour coming through Channel 9.
Oh, where he took his pants off?
Yeah.
That was just a prank.
It's an innocent prank.
He was just funny.
Did he drop down an airplane with us one time?
More than once. Yeah. What, Robbie?
I think that Scout story was J.C. Hayward.
Hello.
Why is Mike Buchanan looking for work and Joe Krebs is still on TV?
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's not right.
Take a memo, dear God.
Yeah, absolutely. Barbara Harrison and Joe Krebs, union muscle, I think. Limp their way through every morning over at Channel 4, and Buchanan's out there, you know? Yeah. Come on.
Oh, and hey, listen, for our friends in Charm City, I saw Hair Lip has moved from Channel 2 to Channel 11.
Stan Stovall?
Stan Stovall.
Let's kick them off the broadcast, okay?
Hello. Don and Mike show. Hello. Phone scan.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you're on the air. Hi.
Hey, how you doing? I wonder if you saw the celebrity poker show that featured Mark Cutback Davis and Bob Jungle Death Gerard.
Those guys are fags! Hello, Don and Mike, phone scam.
Hello, you fat bastard.
Hey, you son of a bitch.
It's good to have you back on. Michael.
Yeah.
On Best of, you were discussing how to make eggs with hats and coats.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me how to do that?
Yeah, real quick. White bread, wheat bread, doesn't matter. Take a juice glass, a regular drinking glass, and you twist the juice glass inside the piece of bread to make a hole.
Okay.
Then you take out the little hole. You got a little hat. That's your little hat.
Yeah.
Pull that out of the juice glass, and you put a little butter in the pan.
Okay, in the middle of the bread?
Yeah, you put the empty whole bread in the pan and crack an egg into it, fry an egg, flip it over, and then on the side, if you got a little room there in your pan, you toast your little hat, and then put that on top, and you're all set. You're good.
Sweet.
You're good to go, and it's fantastic. But I do have to give you one warning. There may be some blood in your stool.
Don and Mike, hello, but then you get a prize.
You get a prize on the Don and Mike show.
And serve with a quart of vodka.
Try it on warm bologna.
It's fantastic. And with oatmeal.
You still got the mother-in-law thing happening.
I still don't understand with the milk on the oatmeal. I mean,
it was milk soup. It was just like tepid.
It was too much
milk soup. Mm-hmm. Room temperature soup with little lumps of oatmeal floating in it.
Mm-hmm.
For God's sake, she's living on borrowed time, Buzz. Let her have her.
You intolerant bastard.
her wet oatmeal. Hello, Don and Mike show.
Don?
Yes, hi.
Hey, over the holiday, I am about to pass my first kidney stone.
Hey, congratulations. I had that one time.
And between the first sign and when it actually passes, about how long am I going to wait?
Everybody is different. Mine took about 7 days, and I want to tell you something. You get here's how you know that a great way. And
you had two?
Yeah, and I'm not kidding about this. If you go to take a leak and you have two separate streams, like if it's shooting from the left and shooting...
Wait, that's supposed to be normal, I thought.
Shooting from the left and shooting from the right?
That's been me for the last 10 years.
I got news for you. You got a kidney stone. And you wait till it works its way up. And I did all the stuff where you go to the doctor's office and you have to lay on this table and they get this electrolyte thing, and they're rubbing it on your D because they're trying to...
Do you get excited?
They're trying to... No, because it hurts. They're trying to break up the kidney stone. And when it finally passes... It's the greatest feeling in the world, but you wonder how the hell it ever made it through the tip of your D.
Right.
Because it is so big.
They say that when you pass a kidney stone, you can get some idea of what it's like for women to give birth.
No, absolutely. Absolutely, this has to be tougher.
More painful?
Yes.
Well,
it's the most sensitive part of your genitals.
Yeah.
So this period of the calm before the storm that I'm in now, so that could last up to a week.
It's nothing. With me, it lasted a week. It's nothing.
If it gets to that point where you feel like it's in the canal thing, can you break it up with a hammer?
Listen, I'm serious. That's awful. I wish you good luck.
Well, thanks very much. I just can't wait for it to get over.
Oh, no, not again. I thought in 2004 we weren't going to do that.
Well, there's some stuff we're not doing. I'll tell you one thing we do is we lost the click sound effect.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, we got it. Here we go.
Click, click, click.
All
right. That's the hammer alert.
You were playing the click sound when Steve Irwin was before.
Click, 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 click.
I know, a lot of the sound effects aren't... Well, listen, good luck. Whatever. Good luck.
Use the hammer.
Yeah. Don and Mike show.
Hey, Don and Mike. I had a hernia surgery about a month ago.
Yeah.
And thought I was ready to, perform my marital duties. So I figured I better try it out in the bathroom first. Working my man, and blood came out.
Blood came out where number 3 was going to come out?
Yep.
That'd be just about the most powerful.
I did have one, and it was blood.
Was it all bloody?
It was disgusting.
Mike, we have an official end to the phone scam.
Hey, very good.
Good ending.
We have an official end, and we have a winner because you're the last caller.
Yes.
So, when you achieved, when blood came out...
Because I was scared to even try it,
But was there pain with it?
No, not really too much because the stitches were out, and I was just like on the road to recovery, and I figured, how long am I going to wait? I think I waited about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
I have always maintained that, obviously I don't know anything about women, but with guys, I've always maintained that from the moment when the thermometer goes off, when you start
Moment of no return.
You know, when you
mean like when the moment comes?
When you turn the tap on?
Yeah.
And it's only one way.
There is nothing that you can do to stop it, and you are so occupied in that moment.
When it actually begins.
I mean, yeah, and you can feel it working its way out, and then when it gets to the top, that's when, I mean, some guy can walk into your house and could say, hey, how you doing? I just burned your wife at the stake. I'm driving away with your car. I got all your money. I've killed your whole family.
Said, please let me finish.
And you wouldn't even, it's involuntary. That you would,
involuntary, you actually have to finish.
You would go, oh my God, don't, oh.
It's a law of nature.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, well, you get to that point, I think you're absolutely right. There's nothing you
can't
can do to
stop.
that.
And then you'd get done, and you go, well, my wife's dead.
What if oil would have been involved? That's what
that'd be like The Exorcist.
With your wife, gosh,
that'd be horrible.
Oh, you taste coffee.
Buzz will tell you that you can stop at that point, right?
Well, yeah, maybe not at that point, but just
I don't know.
Sort of.
It was more scary than anything else.
I will tell you something weird that happened to me, though.
Did you go out afterwards for a strawberry parfait?
Don't delete this out. I cut myself shaving. And see it.
I like his answer.
On my face.
Where were you shaving?
It was a turnaround. That's a turnaround.
I missed that line. I'm glad we replayed it.
Hey, my friend, what is your name?
My name is Tony.
Hey, Tony, where are you from?
I'm from Sacramento.
Beautiful, Tony. You got the Lara Croft Tomb Raider Cradle of Life prize pack. See Lara Croft on pay-per-view. Comcast Cable for your chance to win. Plus, you won the DVD copy of Sex and the City, the complete 5th season. Now available on Vivid and Vicious from HBO Home Video. Available wherever DVDs are sold. Thank you for listening, my friend.
Always.
Good end to a good phone scam.
Excellent. In a world where owning a radio was strictly forbidden, one man found a way to bring good news to his people.
Buzz.
He made it up.
There you go. Now you see. Now this has worked out.
Look at this.
Dare I say this? Almost perfectly.
Fantastic.
Now we've got plenty of time left for news and comments.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. We had a nice, good show today. Buzz?
Yes.
The show's not over. We got an hour to go.
That's right.
Buzz, what is your lead story on the news and the comments?
Today, God tells Pat Robertson who'll win the next presidential election.
Amen. That's the pipeline.
That is.
And it's not your guy, incidentally, Mike.
It isn't?
No, it's not your...
It's not General Wesley Clark?
It is not. It is not. It's my choice. It's Clay Aiken.
He hasn't even come out yet. Way to spoil it.
Yes, he has come out. Stay tuned, everybody.
Stay tuned for news and comments coming up on the Don and Mike Show.
Speaking of that, I can't believe it. We were in the car the other day, and we're just flipping around because every station plays the same song over and over again. So I'm just trying to find anything, and we go to a soft rock station. I said, oh, no, this song's okay. I can live with this song. Yeah. We're driving along for a couple of seconds. The DJ comes on and goes, soft rock. That's the latest from Clay Aiken, Invincible.
Oh, no!
God, what's happening to me? And then I shaved, and that's when the semen came out. Anyway, and that was all very...
not irrational.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
What's the word from Planet Crackpot?
The Don and Mike Show.
Doing an adequate job. Don and Mike.
Time for news and comments now with Buzz, brought to you by Verimax Sexual Pleasure. Performance enhancer.
Someone call for a doctor?
Dr. Development clinically tested Verimax works. Get it at Rite Aid, GNC, other select retailers. Try it today. Verimax 1-888. Try VMAX. What was I going to ask you before we got to the news? Oh, Joe. Come here for a second, Joe. Joe Ardinger. Joe! And Mike, did you remember to tip all the people you should have tipped this year?
No.
Tip your garbage guy?
No.
Tip your mail guy?
I don't have a garbage guy. I take my own stuff to the dump.
Tip your mailman?
No. I can make that up because I don't have a mailbox.
Huge.
I'm not kidding you. I don't have a mailbox and I don't have a garbage.
Huge mistake.
But wait, no, excuse me. You didn't even hear what I just said.
You don't have a mailbox.
You wanted to say huge mistake.
Well, then you obviously must go to a P.O. box to get your mail.
Yes.
There must be someone that you see on a regular basis there.
I see 2 people on a semi-regular basis there, and
you light them both up.
I can make that good.
Yeah, light them both up.
And you really should slip yourself about $20 to make sure that trash gets taken.
Yeah, I will. I flipped out at my wife because right before Christmas, the Monday before Christmas, the trash guys drove away, and I said, and I had the cash in my pocket. I said, what are you doing? I said the garbage guys don't get tipped from people like they look forward to the tip.
Well, weren't you supposed to hit them before that?
I wanted to
huge
hit them,
mistake.
Wanted to hit them the week before,
the Monday before Christmas.
So I sent my wife out and told her to. I wasn't there. She said my husband normally does this, and then don't you know when they came by the week before New Year's, I went out and lit those guys up, and they got that's just obviously.
I've got other things to worry about.
Crappy job. But,
I wish you the very best, and I hope that your life is not dismantled at any time in the future.
But you have to tip the following people. You have to tip the guy that brings your newspaper.
Right.
You have to. You have.
I don't take the paper.
Tip your garbage guy.
I really don't.
And most importantly, tip your mailman.
Right.
Excuse me?
Oh, hold on.
And the recycling people.
Hold on a second.
What? Gets a post in a USA Today every day.
That's right.
What are you doing?
Here's the newspaper deliveryman. It's Rob Spiewak.
There you go. Joe,
here's for the Post. And that's for the USA Today.
Hey,
laugh. That's a bottle and a half.
I know a lot of people. I know a lot.
It's for my iced teas.
All right.
Joe. I know a lot of people are wondering. We've had everybody on the show today except Joe in the very beginning. Joe was telling me during a break how he spent New Year's Eve, and I thought it has nothing to do with the news buzz.
Okay.
But it's Joe. So, Joe, how'd you spend New Year's Eve?
Well, my girl and I weren't feeling very well. We decided to stay in for New Year's Eve, and we decided to do a little cleaning around the kitchen, the junk drawers and stuff like that.
Nice.
Cleaning out, I know, I'm a big spender. But anyway, cleaning out one of the junk drawers, I found Ross Valerie's phone number.
That's the guy from Journey.
So I said to her, after midnight, we got a little of our drink on.
And he's probably listening now.
I'm going to call Ross out in California and wish him a Happy New Year. So at about 12:15, I dialed up Ross, and
were you lit?
Yeah, 12:15.
Of course you were.
Yeah.
And he answered his phone like a Chinese restaurant. Chinese accent. And finally I said, well, is this Ross? And he goes, yeah, who's this? And I said, it's Joe Ardinger. And he goes, I recognize that name. And I said, from the Don and Mike show. And he goes, oh, hey, how you doing? We exchanged pleasantries and holiday greetings. And I asked him what he was doing, and he said he was cooking steaks with filet mignon with peppercorn.
Ooh, yummy.
And then I asked him if he talked to my girl real quick, and he said, quickly, put her on the line. My peppercorns are getting cold. So she got on the line, and he said, get rid of the monkey. I'll be there in 5 hours. And that was my call to Ross Valerie. Bass player for the band Journey. My only rock star friend.
That's terrific.
Joe's not just a name, it's an idea.
That's right. Terrific. That's the reason we're number one, folks.
Imagine that.
Hey, can I speak to Mr. Ross Valerie? This is Joe Ardinger from the Don and Mike show.
That name sounds vaguely familiar.
So, what you doing?
Well, right now I'm roasting some peppercorns.
Can you talk to my gal?
Well, I'm very high and drunk. Put her on.
Happy New Year, Ross Valerie, from all of us in the Ardinger household.
And Happy New Year from all of us in Journey.
Oh, wow.
Did you get this number?
There you go. He collects them.
All right, Buzz.
Yes.
News. Here we go with the news. News about God.
That's right. Hi, Don and Mike. A TV preacher, Pat Robertson, says God has told him that President Bush will be reelected in a blowout.
Yeah, shocker.
Quoting Robertson on his show, The 700 Club, I think George Bush is going to win in a walk.
What happened?
I'm hearing from the Lord it's going to be like a blowout election in 2004. I don't know if the Lord said like, or if that was just Pat Robertson.
Didn't Pat Robertson say something? I know that Oral Roberts said that thing about
that God's going to take him home.
Right.
But didn't
Pat Robertson has said many, many things over
quoting
the years.
God, right? Where
yes,
he said he's had conversations with God.
That's right. Robertson says he spent several days in prayer at the end of this past year and learned this. Quoting again, the Lord has just blessed him. He could make a few mistakes. It doesn't make any difference what he does, good or bad. God picks him because he's a man of prayer, he says of George Bush.
Douchebag.
Yeah, I mean, Pat Robertson.
Right. Not God.
Didn't he run for president at one point, Pat Robertson?
Tried, thought about it, made a start.
Well, in some ways, God is a douchebag. I'd have to say that. I'll go.
Why would you have to say that?
Well, you look at mudslides and earthquakes. Hey, you douchebag, what are you doing?
Those are well-crafted mudslides, Don.
It's all part of the divine plan.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Tell that to the people that are dead. It's all part of the plan. And how do you feel when one of the mudslides... I shouldn't have it. This is not funny.
No, that's right.
But one of the mudslides on Christmas Eve in California was a church.
Yeah.
Jesus, no pun intended. You're not safe in a church. Come on. God's a douchebag.
No. He's testing us.
He has a sense of humor.
And what's that test?
The test is to see how we perform in adverse conditions.
So
and then if we die during something like that, he tests our family members who are still on Earth as he calls us home.
So God is using us like a giant video game, and he's just sitting around on Christmas Eve and goes, hey, you know what? You see that family? Happiest night of the year. They're in a church. They think they're safe. Watch. Mudslide City. Death. Hysteria. And that's the test?
The ultimate test.
Video game with a purpose.
Look to the tale of Job, in which he punished Job for generations, really to win a bet with Satan. Just not to oversimplify.
I love it when we get theological.
Not at all, Rob. That was like
just to win a bet.
That was like happened. He said, "I can do whatever you want."
You know what that is?
Biblical scholar Rob Stewart.
That is the Bible for dummies.
Is that it?
That's what you just said.
I said I brought it down to 2 sentences.
You're not watching those tapes that Kathy Lee hawks on TV, are you?
Hey, they're really wonderful.
Those stories.
Yeah, there's the tape 2. I think is called Mudslides and Winning Bets with Satan.
Anyway, my point is that, and I love God, and let me just say right now, because I make crazy statements like that all the time. An emergency shout out to God, who might be a douchebag. Well, in fact, I know he is a douchebag at times.
Well, you mean that in a loving way, of course.
Yeah, he's the almighty douchebag.
A minister who often criticizes Pat Robertson makes a reference here to Bush's political advisor, quoting the Reverend Barry Lynn. Maybe Pat got a message from Carl and thought it was from God.
Well, now, why doesn't God do something to Pat Robertson? That's how I know God's not a douchebag.
Maybe he's right.
Or he's testing us.
Enough with the tests. Tell me. And
there's been tests for thousands of years.
It's always been that way.
I've had that thought too. Everything's a test. Why are we like rats on crack? Why are we like the rats that are in the maze where you can never really get out?
Well, maybe he's testing us because he sent his son down to us, and look what happened.
And to quote Jack Nicholson from that other movie where he played the guy that's nuts.
You got any hard shells?
What if this is as good as it gets? If that's the case, punch me out. If this is it,
you simply make the best of it.
No, Buzz, it gets nothing but better from here.
Mark my words. Bet with Satan.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus.
So, no, you always got to think things are, no matter how good things are, things have to get better. Things can always get better.
You got to look.
Is this it? That's what I was thinking on Christmas, as I was screaming at my son and he was screaming at my wife.
Does it get any better than this? Is that what you're thinking?
And then I said, God's a douchebag.
Oh, my.
Expect more in 04.
Dear God.
More than 3 years after Kim Basinger and Alec Baldwin ended their marriage, the divorce battle fires have been stoked again. In the National Enquirer, Kim talks about being beaten by Alec.
Alec Baldwin, come here.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
What are these allegations? Did you beat your wife?
She's a douchebag. I am God. And God is a douchebag.
Oh, dear. Alec, that's horrible.
I only beat her with her Oscar.
You're going to go straight to hell. You know that, don't you?
I'm saving room for you.
Well, you're not saving room for much else. I saw you on the Sharon Osbourne show. You're very fat, Alec.
Yeah.
Alec, when did you start what have you been eating lately? You seem very fat.
Everything and everyone, Mike. It's Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
You might remember me from that Tom Clancy movie. I'm not the same man anymore.
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, we were thinking, Rob and I saw that together, that we should nickname you Fat Alec.
I was in there, too. Do you remember, Mike? I was in the room at the same time.
Oh, you were in the room.
It was Don speaking to you now.
Oh. Was Don there, or did he come late to that party?
He was there.
Oh, you were there?
I never come late.
Yeah,
I beat her. Sure, I beat her. I beat her with the Oscar, and then we had sex with the Oscar.
In the National Enquirer, also, Alec talks about Kim drinking herself into an alcoholic rage.
Slut. Hold on, I got a phone call coming. Same a-hole keeps calling. Hey, what's the retarded brother of mine who called your show?
Danny.
Is he the one on Celebrity Mole?
No, I believe that's Steven.
Steven.
Douchebag.
Yeah, both of them, or just Steven?
All of them. All the Baldwins. Except me, Alec Baldwin.
Fat Alec.
F.A.
The Enquirer says these issues, these charges the two have against each other could lead to a public trial over custody of their only child, who's 8 years old.
No, don't do that.
Phone's ringing.
Who's that?
Different a-hole.
Happy New Year. Movie prices are going up again.
Oh, dear.
2 major theater chains are raising ticket prices, have already done so in New York by another quarter, pushing the admission price in the Big Apple to over $10 for the first time ever. It's now $10.25 to see a movie at Lowe's and United Artists in New York. Other cities will likely see increases as well.
They still play that theme song at Lowe's, Buzz?
I don't think they do.
Come on, Buzz, give it to us.
Can I?
Old school.
All right, now he's reaching up to get something.
You still got the tape?
Man, I don't know if this thing still plays.
Right, make it happen, Buzz.
All right, here we go.
Push the button.
It's not going to work.
You can do it without the background music.
No, I got
your little Lowe's theater
have
song.
The background music.
Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
How long has he had that?
Love the great
Hey,
jingles.
Robbie, grab that cart, would you?
Gotta
I gotta
remix
run the
that.
level.
Gotta remix that.
You're low.
Yeah, you run it so low I can't even hear it, so I can't sing along.
No, I think
with
it's important for Don to run
It was
the level
too
on
hot
this.
at first, but no, because I know what you're going to do. You're going to fade it out, and we won't be able to just hear me.
No,
and I can't sing.
Not at all. We like having you sing that song. That's
You're
why
nuts.
I brought it up.
There are 2 songs you sing. You sing that We're Coming to Take You Away.
Which is really more of a chance.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Buzz Burbank.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax.
See?
All right, one more time.
I told you you'd do that.
I was only kidding.
That was just a joke, Buzz.
It's his favorite movie theater chain.
I love jingles. That's a great jingle.
Mm-hmm.
It's a monumental jingle.
It really is.
Where were we?
Here we go. Go ahead.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
Our newsman, Buzz Burbank.
That's a great mix. All right.
I'll tell you, I wouldn't have paid $10. The only movie I saw was that Something's Gotta Give.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay $10. I think I paid like $9, although we aced it. That the movie was supposed to start at 4:15, and we did not get into our seats until 4:35. So I was flipping around. I was flipping out as we were standing.
And you got there right when the movie started?
Around, yeah. And as we walked in, the thing came up with the dun, 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 dun.
Did they show any first-run movies on your boat when you were on that?
Yeah, except they were all cleaned up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Edited for family.
Because when you've got kids that can watch a movie.
They got Poseidon Adventure?
There you go. That's perfect.
But they
you can't top that. We've already talked about Titanic, and you've got Poseidon Adventure. There's nothing better.
What they would do, though, is they would, instead of just deleting a scene, they'd have the guy say the bad word, and then they would dub in. It was obvious. Never mind, because you guys are never mind.
It's got to be a morning after. It's a great movie. The
Shelley Winters upside
Shelley
down.
Winters, Ernest Borgnine.
Oh.
Jack Albertson. Come on, Chico.
And
Chico, you got to find a way out of the ship.
what about Red
Buttons?
Red Buttons in that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gene Hackman.
Right?
Hold on a second.
Or was that 2?
No. Gene Hackman's
Is in the original?
And Leslie Nielsen is the captain.
That's right.
Who bites it.
Look it up.
Hold on a second. Here you go, guys. Wait a minute.
Looking something up?
Yep, you bet your ass I am.
Poseidon Adventure, great thriller.
They showed it on AMC about 40 times last month. It was fun. Couldn't get away from it.
Poseidon Adventure.
You got a jingle for me, Rob?
I do.
You got a jingle? Well, hold on. First, let's a word from our sponsor. We'll be right back.
Thank you for coming to Lowe's. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
Under 13, not a minute without parents. How you doing? My name's Donnie Douchebag, and this was for my friend Mike and his girlfriend Carla.
There's got to be a morning after.
She was not alive when this movie was released.
Hold on through the night.
There it is. This was from that movie.
That's
right.
We have a chance to find the sun.
He's McGovern.
Yes. Freaking you.
Oh, my God.
All right, Buzz.
It was
Hi.
lovely. Hi.
Oh, it is really, that's my alma mater. P.U. F.U.
Rush Limbaugh's lawyers have convinced the judge to keep his medical record sealed for at least another 2 weeks. Prosecutors say they expect to find in those records proof that Rush went doctor shopping to find doctors who'd write prescriptions for the pills to which he's addicted.
And the cabbage.
There's got to be a morning after.
There will be if I can find this Oxycontin.
If we can hold on.
Have you seen any of the stuff that they run in the clips on the news of him? I guess on his radio show that Clear Channel allows their shows to be streamed over the web. Right. But he also has a very grainy in-studio webcam. So when the networks want to do a story about him, like Fox News or CNN, they get it right from the horse's mouth, where it's Rush Limbaugh sitting in this little room by himself, and it almost looks like some cheap-ass Steve-O type thing that you would... I mean, it looks so fake. It's so grainy.
Right.
And the mouth doesn't always sync up with the words.
Right, exactly.
But baby blues?
Baby blues, cabbage, bad shirts and ties. ugly, garish, overdone shirts and ties.
My attorney, Roy Black, speaking for me, Rush.
Please, for the love of God, don't release the medical records.
On your computer, there I am with it's a grainy picture. Here I am with baby blues.
Cabbage.
Withdrawal symptoms now.
Must have pills.
Wilma.
Morbidly obese.
Wilma. Meet you at Denny's, formerly known as Sambo's.
Having trouble breathing. Require pills now.
Little black Sambo.
Trying to spin out of jail time.
Limbaugh's lawyers say bringing out the medical records invade Rush's privacy and his doctor-patient confidentiality.
Public figure must be released.
See, here's the thing, Buzz. If what is indicated is true, then... I don't know if it's against the law to do this. I read about the guy from Friends. Who's not the dumb guy?
Matthew Perry?
Yes. And that's not saying a lot that he's the not dumb guy.
Yeah, well, he's the only not dumb guy.
How you doing? I know, that's Joey. Right. That's the guy that met LeBlanc. So I had read that this guy, Matthew Perry, when he was going through his thing with pills, that what he would do, he would have whatever his malady was, he'd go to a doctor, and then the doctor would write him a script for pills, and then he would just look in the phone book and find the next doctor, and he'd go in, and of course he's the guy from Friends.
Yeah, the doctors immediately do the same prescription.
So he goes and he says, listen, I hurt my shoulder or whatever, and they go, here's 50 pills. So I'm getting, from what I remember reading, Matthew Perry had 20 different pharmacies in the Los Angeles area and 20 different doctors, and he went pill shopping with doctors, and I don't think he got arrested for it. I mean, I hate standing up for Rush Limbaugh, but I don't know, even if he did that, I don't know if he broke the law. Did he?
I don't think he did. I really don't think it was for his own use.
I don't know if there's a law against going to more doctors and getting more prescriptions for
it. It all centers around stockpiling.
And Rush Limbaugh, EIB, want to say hi to Sue.
Suppository. You might wonder where I'm storing the majority of these pills so they can't be found by anyone.
That reminds me, God, this is too funny. Something one of those small town news. This is true. Last week when we were at the Ocean, in the Ocean City newspaper, free paper, but they'd report real stuff like police action. You get it at the Safeway every Friday. There was a story that got cops and robbers, and the story was The headline was something like, maybe somebody out there listening on 96 Rock has this story. The case not all it's cracked up to be. And it's written that real small-town way, that police were watching whatever the guy's Joe Blow of whatever city on suspicion of narcotics.
Right.
And they couldn't figure out how they would know this guy was going into a crack house and he was dealing, but they couldn't, every time they stopped him, they couldn't find anything on him. And finally, somebody rolled over on the guy, literally, and one time they caught him coming out of this place, and they said, okay, that's it, freeze, and he said, hey, I got nothing on me. And they brought him to the station where they looked in his butt, and they found out that in his butt, now, according to the newspaper, Frampton Napkins, he had, I think, 12 rocks of crack.
Oh, my God.
And something like 6 to 10 individual packets of Coke. And think about how far up his butt.
Oh, absolutely.
That would have to be.
Well, I mean, you'd probably, if it was napkins, you probably couldn't put it all the way up there because you'd tear it trying to get out. He probably had it between the pillows.
Yeah. Well,
that's probably where he had it. Much like cabbage man.
Right. Rush Limbaugh.
Get me some fine linen napkins.
Because when you said that, that's where I hid them.
That's where I keep them.
Made me think of that story.
Baby Browns. Oh. Delicious Baby Browns.
Baby Reds.
These taste like root beer. Something wrong, feeling sweaty.
But imagine that, you calling the police tip line. Hey, listen, I don't want to give my name, but I just want to say, all right, the guy's name is Alan Limewand, and when you pull him over, look up his rectum.
He's keeping them there. Must have right now. I'm a human Pez dispenser.
George Michael.
Oh, God.
He had nothing to do with that.
When she's not having an ill-conceived wedding to a high school sweetheart, Britney Spears finds time to trade insults with fellow Pop-Tart Christina Aguilera. The two singers, who were in the Mickey Mouse Club TV show together and both kissed Madonna recently, are sniping at each other about their careers and personalities. Referring to a rehearsal together, Christina said this about Britney.
What?
She seemed very distant. She seemed nervous. She seems like a lost little girl who desperately needs guidance. Quoting Britney, I can't believe Christina said that about me. She comes up to me in a club in front of all these people and tries to put her tongue down my throat, and she goes, you're not being real with me. I was like, what's your definition of real? Going up to girls and kissing them? A lost girl? I think it's probably the other way around. End quote. And there they go.
All I know is that only one of those girls was able to snag that handsome Jason Alexander from Louisiana.
Yeah, he's a good-looking boy.
He is indeed.
I know you're thinking... The Seinfeld Jason Alexander. No. Imagine this. Yeah. There's another guy with the same name in Louisiana, and dare I say it, better looking than George Costanza.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, well...
Hard to believe.
I don't know. I've seen the pictures. I think it's a tie. And have we ever done that? Who would you do? Christina Aguilera or Britney Spears?
Oh, Britney Spears.
Britney.
Oh, Christina.
Over here, yeah.
Christina maybe a year ago. Have you seen her lately?
She's a little thinner.
Yeah, and
if they were cookies,
fried.
They were cookies. Who would you eat?
Aguilera.
Yeah.
Britney.
I'd eat Aguilera before I'd eat Spears.
If they were cookies.
If they were cookies.
They were cookies. Yeah. And there's the picture from Yahoo. There's the picture of the Yahoo.
Look at that. Better. I saw it in black and white.
You got to see it in
oh my God, he's a geek.
The guy that got married and got an old Britney Spears.
It looks like a taxi cab coming down the street with both doors open.
Be a bigger dude, this big unibrow.
Got the ears, got the Prince Charles ears on him.
After they settle the annulment, who's going to get custody of his Camaro?
Trans Am, Robbie.
Oh, forgive me.
Black. Black Trans Am is what it's
trademark.
You're right. That's his trademark.
Hillbilly.
The Black Trans Am. You know, the Smokey and the Bandit one.
I likes it.
That's the guy. Buzz, hold on right here. Yes. What's next when we come back?
Well, Jennifer Aniston has the best overall hair.
You're goddamn right. Pubic, right? Hey, we'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Gosh, I hate to interrupt. It's all been so incredibly fascinating and entertaining and instructive. Really, the time has just flown by.
The Don and Mike Show.
Master haters, Don Geronimo and Michael Mara.
So I'm just looking at our affiliate log. Looking at our affiliate log. Thank you. And I think the only...
Any new ones?
No.
I'm kidding, of course.
I think the only city that we have left in the playoffs now is hey there, the Packers there.
WNFL, right?
Right, in Green Bay. Very exciting, right before overtime yesterday when they had the coin flip. Now, we're also on in Seattle, so no offense, but that quarterback for the Seahawks, Matt Hasselbeck.
Yes, the other Hasselbeck boy.
What a rube this guy is. That he's as happy as a pig in ass. He could be a member of the family that Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie are living with, as far as I'm concerned, because it's the beginning of the fifth quarter, and they could do the whole spiel with this. This game will only have one overtime, and unless nobody wins, and it goes on forever, and someone wins. Call it in the air, heads or tails, and you hear him say heads, and then he leans over and into the ref's microphone. Now, I don't know if he meant to or not. Rob, you give me a little reverb here? Yeah. You do it very quickly? Thank you. Right there.
You're in the stadium.
Which one? One, two. Which one? Two. Okay, so this is what you hear. Heads. So then it goes, heads it is. Which side? And you hear, the whole stadium hears us. We'll take the ball, and we're going to score.
Oh, that's cute.
You should have heard it.
Acting crazy now, ain't they?
We'll take the ball, and we're going to score.
Enthusiastic.
Didn't really work out that way.
It was just 5 minutes later he threw the interception that Al Harris ran back.
And you gotta love. I don't care whether you are a football fan or not. If you like sports in any way, that Brett Favre story rocks. I mean, I hope I'd like to see him go all the way. I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sorry about your Ravens though. There.
Yeah, that was a tough game. Tough game. Tennessee's a good team. Baltimore's a good team.
But I know you got you got a rooting interest in these playoffs.
Yeah, like them all. Like them all, except the team where I live.
Yeah,
like all the teams except for the team where I live. And I won't tell you how many people have told me about FireDanSnyder.com. I've not been to the website.
I hear it's great.
They were nice enough to send a bunch of stuff. I won't even tell you the people in Baltimore who gave me FireDanSnyder.com sweatshirts.
That's probably best.
I won't mention the names of the members of the Baltimore Ravens who gave me that.
Ah, very good.
Gave me that as a late Christmas gift. So anyway, thanks, David. Now, well, what's he got to lose?
Yeah, really.
Right? What's he got to lose? And listen, my advice to you, David Modell, if you're listening right now, I already talked about how smart I thought you were before. Go to Arizona. Really, go to a. Or, I was going to say, come to D.C. if you're just talking about going to a crappy team and turning it around.
Yeah.
But go to Arizona. Turn that thing around. Anyway, here's
That'd be
Buzz.
good. Hi, Donna Mike.
And there's no Monday Night Football tonight. This is the time of the year when I'm really conflicted because I'm happy because there are games on Saturday and games on Sunday.
But nothing tonight and no King of Queens.
I've adjusted to the fact that King of Queens is not on Monday night.
Not me.
Good.
But,
just a couple of months till spring training, though.
I was just realizing, looking at this schedule today, looking at the calendar today, that this weekend is it. There are 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday, but then the following weekend, you just get the 2 games on Sunday.
Right.
Then you get the 2 weeks.
Narrowing down.
Then the Super Bowl.
That's just months of door slamming.
Right. Then it's all over.
Yeah.
Then it's like douchebag city.
Come back to baseball.
No way. No way.
Please join me.
No way. It's almost NASCAR time.
Oh, there you go.
Almost taking me. Okay, Buzz, sorry.
Jennifer Aniston has the best celebrity hair, according to the unscientific surveys of a shampoo company.
Her pubic hair.
Wella polled people after all the recent music and TV award shows and came up with these results. Aniston has the best highlights and the best overall hair.
She sure does.
That's a great category. The best, I'm sorry. Alicia Silverstone won the best blonde. Jennifer Garner of Alias won best brunette. And Will and Grace's Deborah Messing was best redhead.
Now, this is, they're talking about the hair on their head, not between their legs,
As
right?
far as we know, Don, yes.
Hey, hair is hair.
That's on the TV side.
Hair is hair.
On the music side, Britney won best blonde, followed by Pam Anderson. Christina Aguilera and Pink were singled out for having the worst hair, along with Jones' daughter, Melissa Rivers. The guy with the worst hair, Justin Timberlake. The guys with the best hair, the Queer Eye cast, along with Rob Lowe and Kid Rock.
Kid Rock.
Yeah, I know.
Kid Rock.
Stringy Kid Rock.
Yeah, that's
best
wrong.
hair. They like the stringy hair, I guess.
Oh, come on.
I mean, the other guy that
Yeah, listen to us. We're incredulous.
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock? My God, he never rinses.
In sports, Pete Rose.
No conditioner there.
In sports, Pete Rose has admitted for the first time publicly that he's guilty of the charge that got him thrown out of baseball.
I'm shocked by this news, Buzz.
We all are, Don.
I am shocked.
You believed in Pete, didn't you?
I still do, Mike.
After denying it for
Charlie Hustle.
Yeah. After denying it for 14 years, Pete now admits he did bet on the game while he was the manager of the Cincinnati Reds.
Now let's see how Bud Selig can F this up.
Pete Rose won for best hair, didn't he? He's always had a classic haircut.
Best bowl cut.
Pubic.
Oh.
Pete says he never bet against his own team, however. When baseball commissioner Bud Selig asked Rose why he did it, Rose answered, I didn't think I'd get caught.
Here's the thing. First off, Pete Rose and all of this mea culpa crap, he could have saved everybody a lot of time 14 years ago if he would have just said, I did it, deal with it. It's all about money now. He's got a book coming out.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So this is why he's making the rounds and doing this. And let's face it, even if he gets in the Hall of Fame, don't you think he's made more in the last 14 years? He would tell you that he hasn't. But he's made more money because he's not in the Hall of Fame, because he goes up every year during the All-Star game and he's got his own booth up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's got the sympathy vote for people that, think that he's been maligned by Major League Baseball. But the fact is, really, you can make an argument that the fact that he waited this long to finally admit it, makes him look good, but I think it doesn't. I think he should admit it. If he'd done this years ago, he would have saved a lot of people a bunch of crap.
And then there is a part of me that thinks we have these athletes and I'm the worst at holding them up and glorifying them and loving them and idolizing them. But we have athletes that beat their wives, beat their kids, abuse drugs, abuse alcohol, kill people. Mm-hmm. They're all okay. This guy bet on baseball.
Right.
This is the guy that we're going to drag through the streets.
This is the one we've banished.
Well, he's admitted it now, and because, I think you're right, though, because of his book, and it's a pop-up book.
This just in. God says he's a douchebag. We got to wrap it up, Buzz.
Finally, the New England Patriots have taken away a company's season tickets after one of the company's guests used the wrong restroom. The company had held season tickets for 20 years, but a judge is backing the revocation. The guest says the line was too long at the men's room, so after waiting as long as he could, he entered the ladies' room. The Pats say there's a behavior code at Gillette Stadium that improves, quote, the fan experience. I'm Buzz Burbank on the Don and Mike Show.
All right, Buzzy. Sorry, we're out of no. That's it. We got to go. See you tomorrow with the all-new episode.
I have more than enough hair down there.
Tomorrow we're going to try this brand new game, My Mom's Vagina.
You're going to love it.
And we'll see you then. Good day to you, sir.
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 Also, tomorrow, just maybe, Goulet on the zoo.
That'd be great.
Go to that website. Check out his cartoon, robertgoulet.com. All right, that's it.
God made a bet with Satan.
BM, eaters.
Till we meet again, this is Sammy Davis Jr. saying, be kind, be nice, and I hope the next performer has the pleasure of having as nice an audience as you've been tonight. And let me leave you swinging.